I'd rather you not rebuttal than come up with a rebuttal that's really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But also, it could be vice versa because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I just was watching Geechee Gotti because I just been watching, because I'm about to battle him. But, like, he has some rebuttals. It's almost, he rebuttals a lot. And
he does it a lot.
He does it a lot. But it's too average. Like, I've seen some that I'm like, no fucking way.
It's just a quick
and they're
little...
like, yo, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, but it's not that crazy.
I'm like, yo, that was a horrible bar, bro. And then he just say whatever you just said. Da 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 da. Oh, you just said my pants was big. I like my pants big. Headshot. Headshot.
The one he did against Dollarino was...
I kick the fucking door off, take the hinges with the door panel and the wall off. Body's getting hauled off, lips getting torn off, leg him with the sword off. He looking like a walking dead zombie trying to crawl off.
They don't wanna see me up, they'd rather see me dead. Eat the dog, greedy fuck. Give me head, eat the dog, get no fuck. So killing myself, but chill, nigga, prison sucks. My ex-girl think I should duck down. Don't know why she give a fuck now. See, I don't mean to pull a card out, but she ain't care if I die when she rip my heart out. You fucking cunt, you fuck.
Alright, we back here. Episode 25.
Yeah, man.
First quarter.
End of the year.
First quarter. End of the year. End of the year. I want to start this off by saying I usually, don't really I follow the same thing every episode. I want you to just put the camera on knowledge real quick. I 30'd you, man. 30'd you. You said I couldn't punch with Pete Madsen? I 30'd that nigga. What are you talking about? Look at his face. Look at his face.
I heard he did good his second round.
Look at his face.
I heard he might have took the second round.
He ain't take shit. He ain't take shit.
Damn, it was bad like that.
And of course, I got the king in the building.
Mr. Mordad.
All right. We got special guests.
Mojo
in the building. She brought a cousin. Cousin is here. That's what she said. Patrick is Patrick. You don't know Patrick, nigga? Talk about. And Adekunle.
Yes, sir.
My man had to pop in and he's gonna break down what this book is all about. Identity. We're gonna get into that.
Okay.
And of course, knowledge born.
Yeah, I already know what it is, man.
What's the science? And the international player himself.
No one ever introduces me, so it's never around.
We got my man Eurgh in the building. We gotta clap it up.
Yeah.
Woo! You're one of the only Americans that pronounces it without the G properly.
Nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it's just It's not
I can read.
Yeah, but I mean,
Right.
I think that's just the difference between
I think
the
battle
people
rappers are some of the most intelligent people in the world, and nearly every single one is like, yo, Eurgh, man. I'm like, no, there's no G. It's like Eurgh. I'm like, come on, man. It's just It's so easy. It's the easiest name to remember, man.
Eurgh, my man.
When you were doing the intro then, I was thinking, please, if he
Don't
says
be Eurgh.
If he says Eurgh, everyone all night is going to say Eurgh, and it's going to be really awkward because I'm going to be too polite to correct him.
That's an English thing, being too polite.
It's definitely not a New York thing.
Yeah. You're right. You are correct.
I've been here like 2 days and I noticed.
Should have seen what happened when they spelled my name wrong on the flyer. I said, Debo, tell everyone take it down right fucking now. I'm not reposting that shit.
How do you mess that up? How do you mess that up?
I don't know. It's like, how many times I got to battle for you?
All right. You're here in America. Don't flop event?
No.
You're just chilling.
Chilling.
Okay, we're definitely gonna pick your brain about this is the first time we had an actual league owner in the building with us. Like,
have you never thrown an event ever? Never.
I did with Vlad, the Killers event.
I remember
The Killers
that day.
event. And I got a little taste of what you guys go through.
Dealing with artists.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, it's not an easy task. It's definitely not an easy task. Like us, as battle rappers, our jobs are to create and prepare, memorize, and show up and perform. As league owners, you have to be a psychologist, you have to be a producer, you have to be, there's so many hats that comes along with
tell
it.
the future.
You know what I mean? Just having to make about 15 to 20 people synchronized and be in one location for one purpose is tough in itself. So you gotta tip your hats off to anybody who decided to take that task on. You know
Why did you only do one event with Vlad?
I think Vlad is into big flips, and the event that we did was cool. It brought something back, but I think that he just figured like there was too much. The competition he would have in New York was too much to deal with, so he kind of like backed off from that.
That was the only event I had a fight at, right?
The only event that I ever threw, Misfit had a fight at, son.
Damn.
Yo, in my defense, at the time, I don't think I knew it was your event.
You didn't know?
I knew it was Vlad's event. I knew, I was like, oh, fuck this Vlad shit.
But then you could have gone on Vlad and done like a 50-part interview about the event. You should have done that.
Because then Vlad did an interview I was watching. I think it was with Lord
Jamal.
Yes, because he always got some stupid
Shout
shit
out to
say
God.
about female rappers and shit.
Oh, yeah.
But he was talking about that event, and Vlad was like, man, the only one fucking event that we do, it wasn't even the dudes, it was girls fighting.
It was girls fighting.
I was like, damn, it was just unfortunate. I really didn't plan it. Like, nobody does that. Like, I'm gonna have a fight.
No.
Who's the league owner? Should I consider the league
Reconsider
owner?
whether I should do it. But you know what?
It just happened.
And I never really brought that up. Like it wasn't like on camera or anything. If you was there, you knew.
Yeah, right.
But are we ever gonna get to see Misfit versus QB?
They offered me that battle.
Yeah.
They offered it. But I thought at the time the official battle made more sense for me.
Yeah.
So I did that.
Okay.
I feel like QB would be full circle, right? It's like that's the only battle I ever lost on the record.
On the record.
Because it was judged by grind time.
Is that why you beat up?
Wow. Those words, they make me shiver. Fucking grind time. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
no, for real, yeah, it was
Good
so,
time.
That's probably like the only battle that I'm just like a little like salty maybe, if I want to be honest. Like, because I don't think...
Because that's the only one that you can say like...
That they said, yeah, all right, cool. The judges say QB won. Like, what? No fucking way. So I do want... I would like that rematch. Am I like hungry for it right now? No, because then a bunch of other shit just popped up. But I think it will happen.
I said she would do it. When I
Of
spoke to
course
her.
now. I mean, when I wanted it at the time, she was like, why should I give Mitch for the rematch? Now, 5 years later, yeah, I want that rematch.
You got that
And she
million
just gave
views.
Bonnie
Thirsty.
a match. Didn't Bonnie and her have a fight and they just battled?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Bonnie and QB. So I mean, it's the timing.
How
for
was
it.
that battle? I never watched it.
It was cool actually. I liked it.
Yeah.
You never watched
I liked it.
Not even.
I never watched it. I wasn't even in the building when it happened.
I've never watched a Bonnie battle.
And I was on the card.
I gotta say that talking
Who
about
watches
that, your
those? What
was
is
it this
that?
was it this year or last year you had the room shaker flip? Like when you battled Snake Eyes.
Oh, that was
this year or
last year.
North Carolina.
Was that
Yeah,
last year?
North Carolina last
Because
year.
that, I'm not even just saying that was one of the biggest moments of last year.
Yeah.
That gassed me up.
That
100%.
shit coming out tripping.
Because what was funny is that I think it was like something where no one wanted to tweet what the bar was because everyone wanted to keep the mystery. And I remember being on Twitter, everyone on Twitter was saying Mass Flip was the biggest bar of the year. And I was like fanboying out, searching in the forum. I was almost like, yo, what was the bar? Like, tell me. And then I think it was like the next day someone put the clip on Twitter and I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
Yo, what do you think is the biggest difference between battle rap in the UK and battle rap here in America?
Look, I think it's only just starting to change now that a lot of URL people are now starting to realize that if you only do gun bars, you're pigeonholing yourself. Do you know what I mean? Whereas UK has always been like, to be quite honest, only a very small percentage of UK battle rappers do that gun bar shit. Because to be quite honest, a lot of it isn't believable. And then you get the other side of the spectrum, which is that you get those kids.
Yeah, because the cops don't have guns out there.
You get the other side of the spectrum where you get the kids to do it ironically, and you get Americans to do that too. I think that's the corniest thing in the world. When people do like the ironic gun bars, and it's like, so obviously you wouldn't have a gun, so now I'm going to spit about it for 64 bars. we get people to do that, and I've always hated that. But like as a whole, I mean, you've been out, you know what the battles are always like comedy orientated most of the time, and the ones that do gun bars, it's like the small percentage that can pull it off really well. Right. Whereas I think in America, it's
like Shocks.
Shocks can do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some other. Like this, I mean, there's really not that many. There's hardly.
There's really not.
But
a
it's
lot.
ones that are and it's not a black-white thing or anything like that. It's just like, because Shocks is white, and to be honest, most of the people who probably do the gun bars are actually white. It's just they have a certain image about them where it just doesn't sound corny. But this is me saying that as a British battler, there's just so many British people that try that style, and it's like you're just a carbon copy of URL. Like I can see you've just grown up watching URL. All you've done is watch URL.
Right.
You haven't put a British spin on it. Right. Someone like Shocks puts a British spin on it, right? He references shit like what the police uniform in the UK is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like some people will just start using terms like ratchet. No one in the UK says that.
Says ratchet.
That's what I mean. Like,
what do they say?
A lot of the other words that people use I hear, but I'm saying specifically people will use like, someone will come in a battle and I'll be like, you would never say that.
Do they use blicky in the UK?
That's an example of one someone would use. I'm like, stick is 100% was been used forever. Like, but things like that, if anyone says that, it's like, come on, man. Like,
I think we might have got sticks from y'all. Because sticks, we ain't used that long.
Well, I've got Don't Flop battles where people said it literally 10 years ago.
Yeah, we wasn't saying sticks 10 years ago. I know that.
But I wouldn't say.
But no one in New York would ever admit that.
I don't think it's from the UK. I don't think Sticks is from the UK. I think that's more of
I didn't say it. She said. No.
I keep it at home.
Comes to you, New York, and claims all slang.
But that's it's like a West Indian term.
Yeah, but so is everything
in the UK.
Every piece of slang in UK. This is the other annoying thing. UK people, especially London people, will tweet like, yo, Drake's so corny for using his terminology from London. It's like, it's not London though, it's all Jamaican. London took it from Jamaica, and now Drake's doing whatever he's doing with it. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
and Jamaica has a big presence in Canada.
And there's a big West Indian population in Canada as well. So it's like, do you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people in London who are adamant like Drake has stolen our slang. It's like, no, he hasn't stolen anyone's slang. Like, it's not.
And my grandfather's from London, so you know, and you know his line comes through the islands. So I'm like, okay, it all connects back there, you know what I mean?
But I'd say that, going back to the question, that's probably the biggest difference, is that you come to an event in the UK, I'd say like, the majority is just people trying to make each other laugh. Yeah. Whereas here, like I said, I've recently seen, the last couple of years, I've seen more URL battlers tweeting like, I think it was John. I think John tweeted maybe like a year ago, and it really surprised me that he tweeted it. He said something like, I wish the rest of my URL kind of brothers would realise that we're pigeonholing ourselves by rapping about the same shit over and over again, and we're turning up with 3 rounds against each other, but we're either just flipping people's names or we're talking about guns. We're not saying anything else about them. And I remember John tweeted that, and I was thinking, fucking hell, that's quite surprising for you to say that. And like, I'm saying, 5 years ago, it felt like every American battle you stuck on was just gun bar. And it's very boring, like, do you know what I mean, after a point. Like,
I mean, there's a creative side to it, but just that period, I've never been a fan of just
gun bars.
That. Yeah. I always felt like you had to have a little bit of everything.
Substance.
Be well-rounded.
And paint a picture. You know?
Yeah.
I think
it's more exciting, more entertaining, lasts longer too.
I think as time goes on, it's getting more simpler and simpler to just gun bars. To just like automatopoeia, like pow, bing.
Yeah, bows. And then
this year has definitely been the year of the theatrics.
Yeah.
This has been the year of the theatrics.
A lot of theatrics. What?
Jump in a. I mean,
he was
Boom, boom.
I tweeted this the other day. I literally tweeted this about 2 or 3 days ago. I said, not to like suck my own dick and quote my own Twitter, but I said, as I heard myself say that, I was like, oh man. But I said something like, imagine if you were a battle rap fan and you fell into a coma the day after you watched Murder Mook vs. Party AHDI, and you woke up to Hollow the Don in a referee's outfit, blowing a whistle. You'd be like, is this the same thing?
What the fuck?
Yeah. And like, do you know what I mean? It's like, that's what I think.
But the creativity is like.
Would I be
next
wrong
level.
if I said that Lux kind of started that?
I was just about to say that. Who do you think
I
started?
think Lux started
what?
No, you would be wrong.
Who did that?
Because Soul Khan definitely started that.
Soul Khan?
So who
How?
can?
Soul
How?
Khan.
Explain.
He did
The
used
suit?
to wear some wild outfits.
Yeah.
Showing up in the suit, all white suit.
That was only one
But that was
time,
like his
though,
outfit
that was-
for the day.
No,
I
he did it
think.
twice.
Did he?
He did it twice on URL. He wore a white suit with a top hat versus
Yeah, I
Fox.
remember that. I remember that.
And he wore like this work suit for what's his name?
Deacon Frost.
Deacon Frost. Right.
I think kind of like the present twerk thing. He might have done it first, but Lux made it a thing.
Lux made it a
Lux
thing.
came
Yeah, because
with
when
it.
he
He had a
came
moment with
the
it.
caskets and the girls with
yeah,
the
with
that
obituaries.
definitely-
He made it an event.
He changed
Next
my
level
life,
was
man.
like yo,
Anybody who was in the building was like,
What the
yo,
fuck is
I
that?
never see some shit like this. It changed my life forever.
Isn't they like one of the biggest like antic person in battle rap period though? Like
Well, nigga, he had a Spawn outfit one time.
I mean,
but he
that
did
was
that after
total
Lux,
slaughter,
right?
But here's
that was after.
here's the
Yeah.
thing though, like how
He
often
different.
does that happen at a UK battle event?
How often is
The
what?
theatrics, the whole
level?
stage, like shuffle.
No, never on that level. Apart from when Daylight got naked. Which I only just remembered the other day.
What was that like, bro? Like
The funniest thing was the funniest thing, if you imagine the stage was about this high, so Daylight's here, and there's my man is standing in the front row, like crotch level, and he was just so, if you watch it, he's just so gassed in the moment, like, because he knows he's watching a legendary battle rap moment. He doesn't really think about like, I'm eye to eye with
eye
that
with
dick.
it.
Like, there's a few people in the front row. There's a few people in the front row that are just like, Daylight just standing there naked. And I'm thinking, you're gonna regret that forever. You're gonna always be known
but
as
he
the guy
wasn't
that was.
completely naked. He had like a little,
He
flap.
had.
I mean, his thing wasn't out, right?
It was basic.
He had a flap.
People,
He
if
had
you
like a
look,
flap over it.
yeah, people were leaving. Like people were literally.
People were leaving.
That's
At
the
the
only
same time, they like made people leave.
Well,
You did
no,
a Queen
yeah.
of the Ring
That's
before
what
you
the only time
did.
we've ever had
He
that
pulled
one of
that
our
shit
events
and-
ever.
No, it says
Queen of the Ring.
I'll pull it out right now.
Yeah.
And Shorty's like, yeah.
And I was gonna say the same thing.
Like, yo, we out of here.
There was like 2 or 3 girls in the front
This
row.
nigga
Like,
Daylight do too much. Yeah.
That was fucked up.
But that's I think that's the only time
like, this
anyone's
is not
ever
what I
left
wanna
our
see
events
right now.
ever.
That's the only time.
Yeah, I think that's obviously people are, but I mean left as in like early left, like because the people were walking out pissed off, like really fucking pissed off.
Like, this guy.
But can we tell the difference between an antic and actual theatrics? So I think there's a difference. I think what Daylight does is different than what a Lux did.
He's
I
definitely
wouldn't say
an anti.
everything. Not everything.
What do you think's different?
Okay, I'd say when he did the Matrix
Oh yeah, that was cool.
thing
yeah.
with versus
The
B
red-
Magic.
and brought out the
That's
fake
theatrics.
Lux.
On UW, yeah.
That was theatrics. Getting naked, whipping out the joint like that.
That's
That's
an
the
antic.
antic. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. But I think that anything that's if it entertains the people, is it something you're supposed to be like, nah, don't do that. Like
Because what I'm
how
thinking
do
of,
we
I'm
feel
thinking
about
of when
this?
Daylight turned into the white dude, when he did the slave thing. I'm wondering how that connects to some like when Lux did the casket, or when he was the Black Panther, or when he was Grey Hoodie. Like I think there's a difference theme-wise.
Right, yeah.
And I think it's an overall story and a picture being painted with
Painted.
that. Whereas the way we looked at Daylight when he did some of the things he did was like, yo,
was
what
just
is,
so
what
shock
is he
value.
doing? Like, it seemed like he was just, he came to wreck the show.
I think a lot of things that Daylight did, he did solely for attention.
Yeah.
I spoke to Daylight and he said, like, I wanted to show people that y'all don't care about rapping. Y'all care about antics.
No,
Watch
but he
y'all
said
talk
that
more
too. He
about
said-
me doing all this.
Wait, I
Yeah,
forgot
What
what
did I
he
care
said.
about me rapping? Because
He
when
said
I rap,
nobody
y'all
cared
don't
about
care.
my raps until I got tats on my face and
Yeah.
did all this stupid shit. So like, he does that shit intentionally to get attention.
And we're in a generation now, it's a lot of rappers and a lot of people want attention. So we're gonna get dudes spitting on it, pitches and all of the crazy things we see now, you know what I mean?
I mean, I seen a dude rapping in a diaper, bruh. Like, not that long ago. And a
It's like
dude
yesterday.
like 2 years ago rapping on his knees, sucking on a shotgun, bruh. I'm dead serious. It's on YouTube. YouTube,
How did
bruh.
you find that shit?
Get views.
What happened was I was watching.
The YouTube rabbit hole just takes you to dark places.
So I was watching.
Suggested video
Dark
from
places,
Daylight.
So I was
son.
watching a Vlad video, and he was talking to maybe Lord Jamar or one of his guests
Yeah.
about seeing this video. Then they showed the clip of it, and I'm like, bruh, what? This dude's hair is dyed. It was crazy looking. Crazy looking.
And he was
sucking on the shot.
man.
Yes, bro. Pause. Double.
I gotta pull
100.
that shit up. It's sucking on a shotgun.
Sir? Nah, we know.
No, I just
put the screen.
we're not gonna air it.
But that ushered in that shock value shit though. So I'm wondering, where did that begin? I'm not gonna blame it on Daylight, but I'm just saying, like, I think that kind of shit, that shock value shit, that look at me now shit, versus this is about to be a moment shit. And I think that's the difference.
I think, you mad because I'm styling on you and Math Hoffa? Huh? Those things. I mean, not saying those were antics, but you know, fights.
I didn't plan that.
But these are also things that, you know, almost fighting.
But
creates a big
that's a
buzz.
moment.
You know what I'm saying?
But
It's not like a legendary moment though. It's like something unfortunate that happened.
which one? The original.
No.
But here's the funny thing. I was literally thinking
It's
about this.
unfortunate.
I was thinking about this on the Uber here. I was thinking about just like the last few years of battling. And I was thinking, you punching those is one of the only moments that's transcended actual battle rap. Because I'll have random girls that I've just met in a club on a night out going, oh, when we met, I remember you said you're into battle rap. Check this funny video. And it's a grainy picture. And it's like, and I'm like, yeah, I know this guy, man. This is like 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I booked this guy like 3 times.
But that's what I'm saying. And it's the same with the conceited meme. People will send me the conceited meme and I'll be like, I don't want to sound like I'm name dropping, but I literally booked him for a battle. Like, and they don't believe me. I'm like, I send them the clip and I'm like, do you know what I mean?
You used your name in the bar, no sweat, but I'm coming for crew next.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying specifically the math punch.
Yeah.
That's there. I think we were just chatting about this just before we turned the cameras on about how there's a shitload of people into rap who don't know about battle rap. But I think even the ones that aren't into battle rap, if you were like, you heard of Math Hoffa? They'd be, oh, the guy smacked the guy.
No, real shit though. I mean,
Because it's been around forever.
The first time I seen that, when I first seen that video, I didn't even know.
That's what I'm saying. It's an antic. It's maybe it might be the original antic.
No, it's definitely the original jaw dropper. Have you ever watched battle rap? Well, this is shit happening.
It was probably the first clip I ever saw. It might have literally been the first clip I ever saw.
You know how old that? Damn, how many?
Nixon E&J too, man.
I was real young when I did that shit.
In school.
Nixon E&J, oh, you mad because I'm styling on you? That was a big thing too. Like, I remember that was like before I saw Math, I saw that.
I actually thought that was more realer than yours and Dote's, because it looked like when homie pulled up his pants, it looked like he was going for a gun.
Oh no, you see the gun.
So homie punches off
Right.
and ducks off. You know what I'm saying?
But with that battle, it was more like you actually seen somebody breaking somebody down to the point
He
where
was
they couldn't
jealous.
take
Yeah,
it
like,
again.
you're hurting my feelings.
Stop saying my name.
His chin started coming out.
You was like, you're disrespecting me.
Right. That's the kind of thing that I don't like, because I got the tag that I did that because he was winning.
Nah, yours was different.
No, he was definitely in your face.
He was doing his thing though.
What is Dose
But he
gonna
was doing
say
his
to make
thing.
me dose him today?
But you know what's crazy about that?
But then you beat him again, right?
As much as people will still bring that shit up now, like in a battle, I gotta, I kind of pat myself on the back, like, yo, E&J ain't no way around, bro. Like, I'm still here.
Yeah,
I'm still here. 30 motherfuckers, you said I couldn't punch. 30 of them.
Be Magic, what happened, man? I was trying to, I was trying to amp it up.
In the loop.
Yeah, I thought I was counting on you to do something, man.
But away games, when you're in London, I gotta say, Don't Flop crowds are like one of the best crowds.
They are 100%. You'll never have anyone come over and complain about the crowd ever.
I gotta make my way down there.
They show They show as long as you're good. That's the bar. It's just as long as you're good. They don't give a fuck where you're from, what you sound like, anything. They don't care at all.
I remember when I first.
Oh, okay. One more.
Okay.
As long as you don't start talking about Princess Diana and shit, because that's just crickets completely.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
violation.
You don't.
Oh no, that's not.
It's just
like the wound is still.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean it like it's like I'm trying to think. It's like
It's probably overdone.
It's like me coming here and me doing a 16-bar scheme, and the punchline is like, but you lot elected Trump as the president. It's like, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like the lowest hanging fruit of a bar.
Right.
When someone comes over and they mention Princess, it's like, come on, man.
It's like ironic.
It's like, if you do it ironic, if someone actually did that, someone came over and they did a whole verse about Prince, and that was the joke because they were like, I know this is played out. But some people would come and they do the same. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost like that's all they fucking know about.
That as well, exactly. And the other one, which is, this is universal, this isn't just UK, the other one is naming all the names on the card. That's got to stop in 2020.
That's got to stop.
That has to stop in 2020.
That and
Because you know what I mean? Because everyone in the crowd notices, and they, I know what they're doing, I know what they're doing.
it's
I know what they're doing.
everybody on the card.
And you gonna hear this misfit.
But that reminds me of DNA. I got DNA doing that. I got DNA doing that.
Yeah, all day.
In 2020,
All
that has to stop. The card naming has to stop in 2020.
I remember the first time I got booked to go to London. I got out there. Hotel was Don't Fly versus Shoddy Horror. This was after Shoddy battled Arsenal. Arsenal is usually a stamp ahead of everybody in battle rap when it comes to like traveling to new areas. Most of the time, he's like the first guy there, and then they bring other people over. So he battled Shoddy Horror. You hit me up to battle Shoddy. I get out there. I gotta say, it's one of the best crowds, one of the best experiences that I ever had. Like when you touch down in another country, another place, that on top of the fact of feeling like you would never be this place. You know what I'm saying? Like battle rap, really? Okay, I battled on Smack in the streets and Gymnasium, and fast forward, I'm flying to London, I'm saying my slogan and everybody in the building knows it. You know what I mean? So it was a real good feeling. And me and Shoddy, we had a good battle. People didn't really like my second round, but you know, I explained it.
He didn't really mention that much. That's the joke.
No, I skipped the second round.
What you mean you skipped?
I just skipped it.
You can't skip this.
I did it though.
You said, I'll pass.
Like for real, Jersey before Jersey.
Damn.
But my first and second was like, I made up in time. If you would really look at the time limits and stuff, I made up with the time or whatever, but nobody was feeling that shit.
Damn, you choked?
No, I just skipped it. I just felt like, yo, this is
I love how he says it,
be
that's
a
normal.
real.
Like, I just skipped it.
He can't skip a
I was like, they
Like
gonna
he
talk
just-
about
he
me.
just made
They gonna
some
talk
new
about me skipping them.
But what's funny, now I think about it, this is what...
That was the antic. You put
But this
that
is
down
what's so
as the
funny,
antic.
why I remember.
Planned? That was
Yes.
Yo, man.
Oh, that's horrible. I've seen people do that.
But like, you know what?
But that
Like,
puts
yo,
me.
I got like
Jerk,
one or two
that
bars. I'm a choke that bar out and go right to my second throw. I'm gonna win.
That puts me in the mindset of Goods when he battled on King of the Dot. He did that I don't care scheme. I don't care about this battle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah,
you
in a
know,
way.
actually, the debate whether they thought Lux planned the joke or not, the choke or not. Do you think it was
Calico?
planned or not versus
I
Calico?
don't think it was planned.
Because they was like, no, that was planned.
I'm
Lux
sorry.
Planned that shit.
Sorry,
I'm like, damn, y'all love him too much.
It's nothing personal, but
Y'all love him to the point y'all think he planned his joke.
y'all give him too much credit,
I ain't
man.
gonna find. I
Too
was
much credit.
in the beginning.
He
I was like,
fucked up.
I was like, yo, Lux ain't choke, my
He
nigga.
fucked up, my nigga.
I think he did.
Harlem Hospital can
I
do
think
that.
he talks Lux about it.
No,
Lux gave me that look like, come on, man.
He was like, hold on,
Can't give you all that
That was the equivalent of leave without your
He said
hands.
beds out like 8 times.
Leave without your hands. Hitman holla. Leave without your hands. Harlem Hospital giving beds out. No, he fucked up. That's what it is.
I definitely think he did because I think when the crowd roared like that, if you look at Lux's old battles, it's never been that kind of response that loud, that many people interrupting that long.
Well, yeah,
So-
he had a huge hiatus before that battle.
So when 10 years or something like that. So when that first crowd hit, I think it just blew his mind. And that's why he kept trying to tell everybody for the rest of the battle, so this don't happen again. Let me just say this, save it to the end, let me work. Please let me work.
Yeah, let me work. Let me work.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to make sure
Changed my life,
I
that
can
shit
get through
changed
my
my
shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Loaded Lux. He
shout out to
is
Lux. Yeah,
one
that shit was great.
of the most talented, lyrical, autistic people in battle rap.
Autistic?
Yeah, definitely. Gotta give him that.
I wanted to ask, what made you decide to start Don't Flop?
Because we'd just been watching, battle rap for, I don't know, we started when we were about 18, 19, and we've been watching it for about 4 or 5 years already. It was just like, I felt like there was literally no option. Because I was so into it. There was there were so few of us as well. The few of us that were into it, we just all wanted to band together. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, because obviously over here, you grow up with it. It's so different over here. Now, in present day UK, rap is huge, probably the biggest genre. Like massive. There's rappers coming out literally hitting.
Battle rap too?
Battle rap not as much.
Okay.
But I'm saying rap in general is
huge.
Absolutely massive. I mean, the UK festivals now, the entire lineup is rap.
Wow.
But I'm saying back in the day, it wasn't like that. When we were like teenagers, it wasn't like that. So I'm saying like, when you met other people that were into battle, I'm saying literally things like fucking Math Punches Dose, whatever. This is before I even knew anyone's name. You were just that guy who says, get out of my face. You know what I mean? Have you seen that video with the face?
Yeah, get out my face.
That's what I mean. Like, so when you met someone back in the day, it was like, oh shit, we've got a crazy thing in common. Like, so obviously a few of us met and just kind of.
Who was your team that started it?
There was I did the jump off with 2-on-2 with a guy called Archaic. And you
guys traveled around America.
We came to New York. That was the first time I ever came to New York, 2007.
And Solomon versus Thesaurus.
Yeah. Well, no, my start was in London.
Okay.
And then we won the London, whatever you call it, division.
Right.
And then
we came to New York.
And then came to New York 2007 for the finals. And that's the one where everyone kind of thinks we actually won, but we got jerked or whatever. But it doesn't matter. It's like a long time ago.
Right.
But and then
Jump Off was originally UK.
Yeah, Jump Off was UK, but remember they used to have. They were two brothers, and one of them was based out here.
Yeah.
Harry and Ara, and Harry was based out here.
Right, and he's the one that got the Iron Solomon versus Thesaurus. First battle.
Exactly, and they did Spin the Mic. Remember when it was all that shit? So yeah. So then, we that was 2007, and then about 2009, when Jump Off had stopped doing what they were doing, me and another guy called Kruger, who obviously you've met. Who again was just one of the few people that was into battle rap. We were like, well, it's like a long story, but the short version is basically that we were just like, well, we've done this Jump Off thing. It hasn't really worked out how we thought. We thought we were going to win. We didn't win, whatever.
Right.
There's clearly a growing like fan base of people out here that are into battle rap, and we can't just keep watching the same American battles over and over again.
Over and over.
So we just started filming our own, and then it didn't blow up for quite a while. For the first about 4 years, it was really like low key. Yeah, really.
You were developing your own artists.
Yeah. And we had, people. Some are still the biggest people today are people that just contacted us on a forum and said, "Oh, I heard you're starting a league." Simple as that. Heard you're starting a league. I'll watch Joe, because that's all there was back then. There was Smack DVD, not even URL. There was Smack DVD. And that's I'm saying how far that shit spread, because that used to be sold in music shops in London and shit.
Wow.
The Smack DVD was you could get it out there. Wow. So it was that or Jump Off, and then it's like, well, when Jump Off doesn't exist,
international already.
Yeah, I mean that's
Smack was not making a dime off of that. I can guarantee you that.
But people, it was like a little
bootlegs.
It was the same thing.
Moving.
But I'm saying, so then when Jump Off stopped doing what they were doing, it's kind of like, well, we're not going to get on Smack DVD, so there's quite literally nothing else that exists now. So just started our own thing.
What was the first joint to go viral off of you? Where it was like, yo, we got something.
The first one that went viral was when we had the student versus teacher, and it got on TV because everyone actually believed it was a student battling a teacher, but it wasn't. It was just it was basically a guy that was a teacher, and it was a 17-year-old kid who also happened to look about 14. Battling him, and because he was a teacher, a lot of his bars were him dissing him about being a teacher. So the news picked it up and spun it and said
it was clickbait.
So it was clickbait that we were really happy to let go. And it ended up on national TV.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who were the battlers?
Well, the kid was called Blizzard, and the teacher was called Mark Grist. Yeah, they're not. That's what I mean. Neither of them are regular battlers.
Right.
But Mark Grist, he used to always battle in a suit, so it was like thank you, like it was like really viral because it was like he was in a suit, and then Blizzard was dressed up like, just like some kind of little kid from an estate basically, right. And then like I said, everyone has picked up on it, and just like when we realised people were thinking, obviously in person, like when people were asking me in person, like, yo, is that actually his teacher? I'd say, oh no, that's just. Yeah. It's just not. That's not actually his teacher. But when the news channels were saying, "Yo, we want to show your clip," I was like, "Yeah, that's his teacher, man." Like,
as far as you want.
You know what's funny? That reminds me. Drake did an interview recently where he was talking about the Pusha T situation.
Yeah, no rules.
And the no rules thing. And he mentioned that
The homie with the picture with the aunt. It said homie got headshot.
That what?
What's his name?
J2.
J2.
Yeah, who spit in the picture and all that.
And all that was a
wasn't real.
story
It was
that
like
they
fake
cooked
news.
up so that
But it got to Drake, and he said it on a
it got
major
to Drake,
interview.
and he said that,
and
it was
it's
crazy.
fake news. It's not real.
Wow, wow.
And he ran with it. And I'm sure people was gonna be like, "Word!" And battle wrestling got their head tapped for doing that.
What's the truth
The
behind
truth
that?
is
They planned
sat,
it.
They planned it
Together.
They
So
sat
who
down
planned
together and
what?
said, you can say this, and I can say this.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can talk
And
about
that's
my
what it's
dead
gonna
aunt,
do.
and you can talk
And we're
about
gonna go viral.
Yeah, and they did. And
Oh, the
Drake
shit with the
is
picture?
mentioning it.
Fair play, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, again, you had to tell me what their name was.
Yeah, because I still don't know.
Nah, I
Drake-
actually
Drake
interviewed the
didn't
guy.
know. He didn't
I
even know.
actually interviewed
He
the guy
was
that
with
didn't
you.
know it was him that did the thing. Because if
That
I
is
knew, I'm
crazy.
like, damn, I ain't doing my job.
You in fact,
Actually,
you
I'm
could
supposed to
have
know
been
who
like,
this guy
so
is.
why you did that shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm like, damn.
Hottest interview in the world.
That was the
crazy.
one part of the plan that they didn't really think all the way out. Like, nobody's gonna know our names. How will they find us? Like,
Yeah, Drake could have
it's not
said my
happening.
name.
So, could you remember the first battle that you watched where you fell in love with battle rap? Because you guys started by like being fans
He already
of it.
did. Me and Dose.
That was like some voyeuristic enjoyment, like, because there was like nothing like that going on in England. So it was like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
God, them damn New Yorkers are mad. That's what that was like for us. I mean, fall in love. I don't know. It probably was one of the first Murder Mook battles because I remember having it on my iPod. Yeah, I remember having. I don't remember which one of
You had the audio on your
Yeah,
iPod.
literally had the audio on my iPod. Yeah.
Wow.
Dope.
Yeah.
What's up? Shout out
Was
to
it like
Ryan.
him and Party Artie?
I think it was. I think it was him and Party Art, yeah, because there wasn't that many. And I think I just came across it really. This is obviously before YouTube. This is probably maybe just when YouTube came out. Just came across it. I really don't know how, to be honest. Just somehow came across it and just loved everything about it. The outfits, the way they're standing in the middle of the hood, everything. The way it's just filmed on a video, everything about it. It's you can tell you're watching something classic.
Right.
And actually, no, do you know, it was probably Mook and J Mills, probably.
Okay, that was
Yeah,
crazy.
now I
Mook
think
and
about it,
J
that
Mills.
was probably the first one I saw. Because that had even more of like, do you know
Rent till
what I
next
mean?
summer.
Like, yeah, exactly. I remember, and like the way they're rapping for ages.
Vado.
Like, yeah. And yeah, from there, just kind of,
Grew.
yeah. But there wasn't, back in the day, there was hardly anything to watch. If you think about it, there was about 10 smack battles overall.
Right.
Jump Off New York, a few battles here and there. There was hardly,
But
people
these
don't
things
understand how
had such a
spoiled they are
long
now.
life at that time.
Yeah.
Like, a battle would drop and that would be like the
Well, I
battle
remember
for
when
months.
Mook vs Serious Jones dropped. I remember even for like me and the few people I knew into battle rap, we were elated because we were like, oh shit, it's a new battle. I'd never
TV.
heard of Serious Jones or anything, but I heard of Murder Mook and I was like, oh, there's a new Murder Mook, but oh my god, like.
So how long? What would you say was the event that had the biggest crowd, and what were the numbers like?
The biggest crowd we ever had was about 1,000.
1,000.
Yeah, and that was insane.
Yeah. Who
was
that? Was the event where Sharon battled Arsenal.
Yeah, that one. And he tried to pull out the Crip
He tried to
flag
pull
and-
out the flag. and Arsenal was like, I'm not having that shit. That's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, I remember that.
And what event was that?
That was our 5th birthday.
So 5 years.
5
it
years,
took you
yeah.
to get to that point.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, yeah. 5
Yeah.
years basically, yeah.
Wow.
And that was 1,000, but that was like about 1,000 people overall. We probably sold about 900, which is still a lot, obviously. But yeah, we sold about 900, had about 1,000 in the venue. And then our other good numbers are like 400 or 500. We've had a lot of events where, look, I'm happy
crowd.
with. Yeah. That's what he's saying. Like the crowd is amazing, honestly.
It's a great
Like
crowd.
when you battled Shotty, there was probably about 350, I think, fitting. I think about 350, 400.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
were like dead silent, right? Dead silent. You know when you get. Yeah.
Banging on the wall for the bars, all types of stuff. It was just one moment that I got thrown off out of nowhere. In the middle of a line, some guy went, "Hurrah!" I was like, what the fuck was that for? And it just fucked my whole shit up. But luckily, Shotty got fucked up in the third too, so we was alright. We was alright.
You also started battling. When did you start, and what got you into it as
shit.
well?
Yeah, Herb was a savage.
Who was your first one?
My first one was when I was at school.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There was like, it's different over here that fucking everyone raps over here. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like that. But I started battling in school, but there was like, I knew about one other person that did it. Yeah, so it was a bit like, okay, I battled you about 15 times now. Like, what, you know what I mean?
We need to find somebody else who does this shit.
But then I did a 2-on-2 shit, the jump off shit. And that was a big deal because I was 18. So that's why it was such a big deal that we didn't win. Like nowadays, if we did it now, I don't give a fuck if I win or lose now. It's whatever. No one ever gets. You don't win any money.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, right?
It's
Back in the day.
That was bad for
Now
respect.
you get paid.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
you get paid before the battle.
Absolutely.
And you're like, so you
Like, I
don't get
already
two fucks.
won before
Do you know what I mean? People, you know what I mean? As long as you got your money in your hotel room,
Some people make careers off of
you'll
losing.
leave a whole second round out because you're like, I got the money. But this, I was gonna say this earlier. I want to say this before I forget.
That was a direct shot.
I want to say this before I forget. I don't want to deviate from the question, but it's so funny because I remember so many things about booking you for Shorty. I remember being like, because whenever there's like big money involved, I remember I'm always like, obviously I trust you. Do you know what I mean? Even though we'd never met, I was like, it's Matt Hoffa. He's not gonna violate. He's gonna be fine. But I remember being like, because we're dealing with big amounts of money. You know, I'm gonna send you the contract. I remember.
You remember what I said?
I remember being on FaceTime to you, and you were just grilled, taking up the whole screen, and you just being like, bro, we're not signing a contract because that shit is not valid. And I remember you telling me that, and I was going, why are you telling me about what contracts are valid and what aren't valid? And you were like, bro, and you know I'm gonna turn up. And I was like, yeah, I do know you're gonna turn up, but as just a peace of mind, you were like, we don't need to sign it. And then what makes me laugh, I just realized as we were talking, was that if we had signed a contract, what would it have said? The artist agrees to perform 3 full rounds. I never thought that. It would have said the artist agrees to 3 2-minute rounds. But because we didn't sign the contract, he could just say, yo, it was an artistic thing, I didn't. But
Gotcha.
It's an antic.
Blame Charlie Clips. Because I told him, I was like, yo, what you think about this? He was like, Hoff, I don't know, but if you pull it off, it's gonna be classic. And I was like, that's what I want to go for.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I'm not gonna talk about his dead uncle like Arsenal, so I need something else. You know what I mean?
But no, as far as going back to your question, my actual battles, my 2-on-2 shit was cool. There's a couple I'm proud of, but there's none I'd really. I wouldn't send any of them to people. Whereas my DNA one, which is a few years ago,
very good battle.
that's probably the one I'm like, oh, watch this one.
Yeah.
How about John?
Not too much. I think he won that. I'll be completely honest. I think he was atrocious bars. I think they were some of the worst bars. He did a whole scheme that led up to saying, I had a dream about you and I killed you in the dream. And I was like, come on, bro. but I'm saying, I'll give him his credit. I still think John won clearly because everything, I think my writing was a lot better than his. But I think he did everything else better than me. And there's an interview, and I think it's a Rap Grid interview. They pulled me aside directly after the battle. I think expecting to hear me be like, yo, I killed him. And I was still in the battle zone, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna be honest. I think John actually won that. And they were quite shocked, and I was like, I just think he did better because he's battled more. Like that's the thing with John. Like he hasn't been battling as long as. I mean, I did it years ago, but he's done it a shorter time. But he's done it
more frequently.
Every time he's done it, has been 1,000 people. He's battled home, away,
high level battles.
So, bro, I gave him his props. Afterwards, I went up to him. I was like, bro, you killed that because I was like, your whole. And because physical size has a thing in it as well. He's a tall guy, right?
Yeah.
So again, I was like, bro, the way you're using the stage, using your size, basically using the fact I'm away, you're at home. I was like, you won that battle 100%. Whereas with DNA, I was away, but I think I won. That's the difference. Every time I see DNA, it's like same argument.
I kicked your ass.
I'm like, nah. But so yeah.
And I see you got the freestyle ability when you rapping and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I've managed to freestyle in probably every battle I've ever done. I think. I think probably, which that's something that's coming back now as well.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's something that's really coming back now.
Do a little rebuttal.
Yeah.
I think it's just too necessary, bro. It's too necessary. Like, if I can dress up in a fucking banana suit,
you can't say nothing.
and you stand there and you rap 3 rounds and say nothing about me wearing a banana suit, you lost. I don't care what I said to you. You know what I mean? I don't care what you said.
Pat said he said that too. He said, I think a lot of dudes are talented, but if you can't freestyle, he said that kind of like makes me feel like you can't really rap.
Right.
Like, cause it's like, how you not able to come up with some shit?
You gotta be able, at least a rebuttal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I will never try to freestyle an entire round, just cause it's just too much on the line.
Right.
But definitely, I think rebuttals are necessary, just for cause I want to hear you respond to what just happened.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest way to take away the energy that just projected on you. You know what I mean? That's the only way to kill a crazy line.
Yeah. Well, you brought up
crazy
grind time.
round.
Like you brought up grind time. There's this battle. It's not even. You wouldn't even know. It's like literally like a 5,000 view old whatever battle. But it's exactly what you're saying about the banana suit comparison, right?
Right.
A dude basically, I can't remember his name. He basically has a panic attack, and I'm not saying that as a joke. Like he legit is coughing. He can't remember his shit. He basically has a panic attack, and he walks out, and obviously everyone's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And he walks out, and then it fades. So obviously 10 minutes later, he comes back in, and they start the battle again. The guy's battling just goes back to his writtens.
Says
I remember
lots in the body.
And I remember watching it being like, bro, what you're saying, like,
You lose.
You're not a rapper then.
Yeah.
You're a battle rapper. You're not a rapper. I'm sorry.
Right,
you can't
right.
be a rapper
Yeah.
if you can watch your opponent have a panic attack and you can't say one bar about
Yeah.
it. Imagine if that happened
You're a
now.
reciter. You're a
Yeah,
reciter.
that's what I'm saying. You're not. In theory, you're not even really a rapper. You're just reciting bars you've written at home.
Right.
You
You're
gotta
not a
change
performer.
the
like.
entire angle I was
That's what I'm saying. You could
Right.
drop the
Like-
whole thing.
Let's
Wow,
talk about
10
this
minutes?
panic attack.
Yeah, you could have thought of
10
something.
minutes? You
Quick
could have
one,
think of something like
Yeah.
What the fuck
But I
just
think
happened
that's
to
what
you?
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about people are too obsessed with gun bars. That's definitely something that's a positive thing now. Is that freestyling is cool again.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like now, so if that happened at
It's
URL now,
dangerous. It could be dangerous because I've seen a couple guys, and then okay, I'll go back to my round, guys. Sorry about that.
Sometimes it
Sorry
don't work
about
out.
that,
Nah, I mean,
Sometimes
yeah.
it don't work out. Sometimes
some
it
people
don't.
not that quick on their feet.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'd rather you not rebuttal than come up with a rebuttal that's really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But also, it could be vice versa because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I just was watching Geechee Gotti because I just been watching, because I'm about to battle him. But, like, he has some rebuttals. It's almost, he rebuttals a lot. And
Yeah, he
lot
does
of-
it a lot,
He does it
yep.
a lot. But it's too average. Like, I've seen some that I'm like, no fucking way.
It was just a
And
quick
they're
little.
like, yo, this shit is crazy.
Yeah,
quick
but
little-
it's not that crazy.
I'm like, yo, that was a horrible bar, bro. And then he just say whatever you just said. Da 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 da. Oh, you just said my pants was big. I like my pants big. Headshot. Headshot.
The one he did against Dollarino was kind of crazy
Yeah,
though.
no. He had,
hard.
no, actually, one of the ones he said in that battle I thought was like, what? It was trash. But he had a good one.
But yeah,
you know what I mean?
that
But I
Spanish
mean-
shit he did was
But
kinda
is
crazy.
it,
He
is
just
it
got
part
a
of,
cheat
is it part of the
code,
cheat
so-
code? I'm about to say,
Nah,
is
he
it,
got a cheat code.
is it part of that
'Cause
cheat
that
code
man
where
say
you...
headshot every battle.
He does.
Headshot. Like, all right, man, shoot his
Cool,
leg.
headshot.
Shoot his leg.
That's what I was going to ask. Like when you're a
Toss
fan
it.
favorite, you get away with anything. Like we've seen battlers who fans love,
Same.
and if you're a writer or somebody who's really into the culture, you like this is trash, but they are
Yeah.
going. But like,
They're going bananas.
did you see when
D Nanny. Case in point. D Nanny.
Tay-Rock?
Tay Rock. D Nanny.
Umberetta?
But that was one of the most classic.
Umberetta classic. Come on, man.
I'm bereft. Nah.
That was funny.
That was
Free
ridiculous.
dot, man.
Free dot. Yeah.
Verb had a line
He
about
locked
that
up
against
again?
Hitman.
Oh,
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? When he said, I put lead in you like a pencil. He was like, oh, what? Y'all don't get that? But y'all scream and go crazy
when he say shit like that.
right? You know what I mean? But that's that fan favorite shit where you can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
What creates a fan favorite? At least.
I
What do
don't know,
y'all
man.
see?
I'm always the
What
underdog.
creates a fan favorite? Shit, man, a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Like Surf. Surf is a super fan favorite. From what I've been seeing, Surf, he knows how to control the narrative. Funny, witty, and then when he gets on there, he can give you 2 rounds and still come out on top.
I don't know. what
Still
makes
go
a
out
fan
on top.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tay-Rock, super fan favorite.
I think Tay Rock got that way through
Consistency.
consistency.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the big push. Like, this is my gun.
And he was an
You know what I'm
underdog.
saying?
He was an
Smack
underdog. He
kinda
supposedly got bodied, the worst body bag with Charlie Clips, and then fought his way year after year to
back.
gain his respect. And then
Right.
That's why I like Tay Rock though, because he's the most consistent to me. Like he battles very often, and it's like I've never seen him be trash. Like I've seen great people be like, you had an off day, but like he's always good. Like he never really disappoints. Like so, I like him a lot actually.
I was surprised to see Tay Rock receive so much love in London.
Oh, yo, he got like I never seen, and I wasn't there, but off the screen you could feel the energy. Like
but there was like the crowd there. I mean, literally, like most of them had never been to a battle rap event before. Like there was.
They just watch online.
What I mean is they just watch Smack. Like we've been going.
Wow. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like we've been
Smack to come out there,
bro. Like
the energy.
I recognize honestly. I recognized about 5-10 people in the, and that was a big crowd. And there was most people there had never come out to battle rap before. But that's what I'm saying. They were the kind of people. There was people there that were in their 30s, 40s that were like, oh, I used to buy the DVD. That's what I'm saying about. That's how far the DVD reached. But there's people that will have been like, I can't say how many, but there will have definitely been people in that room who were like, I haven't really given a fuck about battle rap in the last 10 years, but I know the name Smack. Oh, they're coming to London? Fuck it, I'm coming. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
that's crazy.
So like, and they probably didn't, some people there probably didn't even really know half the people were, but it's like, oh, Smack, I remember Smack. Like, but going back to what you said about the fan favorite shit, yeah, the reaction Rock got when he got on stage.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh my God.
But I gotta wonder though, like, Don't Flop throughout the years, you guys had such a high peak, but I don't see it as frequent anymore.
Yeah.
Like, is there a reason that we don't know about?
It's because most of the highest viewed battlers just don't battle that much anymore. That's really what it is, why you don't hear about it as much.
Well, the highest viewed battler would be Shotty Horror.
Yeah. Well, no. Maybe overall.
Is
him
he like
and
the
Luna
face
C.
of Don't Flop? Like who's your
He was,
who's your
not
face?
He was not anymore.
But this is what I'm saying. I wouldn't say that's a really good question. I wouldn't say we have a face anymore. I literally wouldn't, because Luna C and Shotty Horror were the two that were getting literally million. I think.
Who's your top 5? Real quick, top 5. Shotty
of all time.
Luna C.
It's Shotty and Luna, of course.
Younan.
God, Shuffle T, definitely.
Shuffle T.
Definitely.
Shuffle T and Marlo are probably like the best 2-on-2 on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
When it comes to creativity.
Maybe Unanimous is a beast. Soul.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of these people, you wouldn't really hear of them now because they're not really about that much anymore. Like,
but why is that?
Because, for example, someone like Shuffle T, he's just released a book, so that's what he's doing. You know what I mean? Which is fine. That's great. He wants to, but like he don't want to. When he came in, you know how it is. When it doesn't matter what league it is, when people come into battle rap, they're obsessed with it. Like look at someone like Twerk. Twerk comes in, gets a couple views, bang! I want to battle every fucking event. Same in UK. Someone like Shuffle T comes in, he's like, oh my god, the fans love me. I want to battle all the time. But obviously, when you build up a name, you need more money and you need better opponents. And if we can't give you those two things, do you know what I'm trying to say?
So from the inside of being a league owner, on the inside, what was the part where everything kind of like stalled?
Probably about like, we took a hiatus like 2017, so like two and a half years ago.
Right.
And that's one of my biggest regrets is like, I took a hiatus because I was just feeling really underwhelmed by everything for about approximately a year. And then that's why we're trying to pick up the pace again now. And I do regret that a hell of a lot. Like I regret that so much.
You guys took a lot of the DNA K-Shine 2-on-2s. Y'all got a lot of DNA K-Shine.
That's what I mean.
2-on-2.
That was 2015. That was a good year, man. That's what I mean. We had 2000. And,
that was the most active. Like you caught them when they were on
everywhere,
active
man.
run.
The Hitman hollering Ava. Like because that was actually, we decided to not put that on pay-per-view because the whole internet. Well, not that's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean? Battle rap media, Twitter was all talking about the battles. So we were like, do you know what? Like, we could probably make a few thousand on pay-per-view, but we were like, fuck this, let's release it tonight, edit it and dropped it. But that's what I'm saying. We haven't had those moments since. Yeah, it's been, I would probably say, being completely honest, we haven't had those moments since about 2015.
Is it the matchups? Is it? Like,
it's not the matchups. Like I said, it's just a lot of the people that, say someone like Luna C, he hasn't battled since 2015. If someone like Luna C came back, we'd sell 1,000 tickets. And I'll give him his props. That's not an exaggeration. Wow. I mean, I will give him his props 100%.
Someone just wrote a book.
Oh no, that's Shuffle T. Shuffle T, again, amazing writer. He would probably sell, I'd say 300 tickets, which is still crazy. But someone like Luna C, like it's hard to explain because he's like an anomaly. Because I mean, no one in the States really cares about him. Like people care about Shotty. Like I would say that about Shotty. People because he battled Arsenal, it's probably one of the most viewed English battles.
Well, that phenomenon was
right.
Was
people
like
know
nuts.
about that, right?
Like,
but
this battle just did crazy numbers out
but I'm
of
saying
nowhere.
Luna has 5 battles on Don't Flop. They're all over 1 million views, and he could probably come to a battle rap event over here and people wouldn't even recognize him.
Yeah, 12 million views.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean. It's a strange one because Shotty is more known over here, but Lunacy would sell more tickets in UK. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Over here, Shotty would sell more. But if we're talking about a Don't Flop event, if I put Lunacy's name on a flyer, sell out. 100%.
Has he battled Shotty before?
No, that's the one battle, literally the most requested battle of all time in England.
So what's that?
What's stopping?
What's
They can
stopping
make
that?
some. I completely. The only reason I haven't done it is I couldn't afford it. The money they can make from that is, I mean, we're talking good numbers.
Okay, so now, all right. League owner, battle rapper. How do you adjust things so that everybody feels compensated? What is the options? Because I know we did a situation one time.
Yeah.
Right, and then the battle got bootlegged.
Oh, yeah.
We had a situation where, due to the YouTube rate or the rate that was going on YouTube, I said every time this battle gets 100,000 views, he would kick me back a certain amount of money from what it made, right?
And yo, when it clicked over to 100,001, he was in my inbox. And I knew that before it happened. When we made that deal, I was like, like when YouTubers do those videos where they watch their subscribers going up. I was like, Math is sitting there when it's on 99,000. He's just refreshing that shit. And I woke up the next morning and God forbid it was like, yo, you know what we agreed? I'm like, I know what we agreed.
Yeah.
But I think
how
honestly,
do you make that happen?
I think deals like that are the future for me. I can't speak for any other league, but for me, because I hardly have any money to work with anymore, like not what we had 5 years ago.
Right.
I think for me, deals like that is the future. Not that specific thing, but like saying to somebody, I'll agree to pay you like a bigger amount, but over a longer period of time. You see what I mean?
Right.
So kind of what we did, but more like not to do with views, to do with like, let's say it's $5,000. Because I couldn't, back in the day, I could afford that. I couldn't afford to do that now.
Right.
But I could say to someone, for example, I could pay you 5,000, but it's going to be over 6 months. You see what I mean?
Right.
Now, someone I'd never worked with before wouldn't be cool with that, but someone I had worked with before would be like, all right, fine, that's okay.
All right, cool.
You see what I mean?
That's nothing.
I think that's what the future is.
I mean,
honestly.
you ever consider getting like a partner to help financially, like a sponsor?
I would love that. It's just time. It's just the time to find them out. So sometimes, I mean, I think over here, some people have just, the people that finance battles over here, I think have approached the league owners here and have just, I don't think the league owners have searched them out. I think they've just been fans that have approached them. And fair enough, a lot of these people don't exist anymore, but I mean, we've just not ever been that lucky to have someone turn up on my doorstep and be like, yo, I got 50 grand, throw a few events. We just haven't had that happen. But I've always been like optimistic. I'm still optimistic that we will at some point reach exactly that, some kind
It's
of...
a great platform, like, people don't flop, successful, got some heavy hitters.
Like, look, man.
There's
Look.
business opportunities here.
I've seen the crowds in London.
Yeah.
They
Good
love
love,
this.
man. Yeah,
They
man.
love this. And I'm sure right now they miss it.
Yeah.
They do.
You know what I mean?
That's very true. That is very
They
true.
miss it. So
I still do a lot of events, like probably every 3 weeks or whatever. But the main thing at the events, the fans will say to me is like this. I would say literally every event, the main thing they say is like, they'll be like, I appreciate. Let's say I go to a small town, right? A small town somewhere like a few thousand people.
Leeds.
Somewhere much smaller than that.
Yeah.
Somewhere where we get like 50 people turn up, right? 100 people turn up, small crowd. Same thing every single time. They'll always be like, thank you so much for coming here. I really appreciate it. But let me tell you, the one thing I'm missing is those birthday events back in the day. And they'll start reeling them off. Oh, I came to this one. I came to that one. I came to this one. Everyone says the same thing. They're like, bro, if you can bring it back to that, oh my God.
What you mean those birthdays?
Like, because they were...
They used to have the birthdays,
the 500 people, 600
Yeah.
people. So that's the times we used to do it, was every November for our birthday.
As a league
So that's what we're missing, I think. And once, like I said, I've always been optimistic. Like I know there will be a point we'll connect with the right people, we'll have that funding, and we'll start throwing these massive events again. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's got to be patient in the meantime, really.
As a league owner, like, when you paying like top names, this type of money and things like that, is it recoupable? Are you able to make money? Because I know it's like tough.
Yeah.
Are people worth what they think they're worth?
Most people know.
Right,
Not
right,
at all. Not
absolutely.
at all.
And there's a funny thing. I had this conversation with ARP this morning when, every now and then we just have a conversation about what's going on with battle rap and what's wrong and what he thinks is gonna happen next year.
Because he's a league owner, so he has to figure it out.
Right. So for the most part, when someone comes to you and say, "Yo, I want $10,000," what is that based off of? Like, where do they think that it's coming from? And what are the actual numbers? Like, can you run down a budget for a battle event? Let's say Don't Flop, 5th anniversary.
Yeah.
What was your budget? What was the turnout? What was the profit?
The budget for that was like, that was probably the most I've ever spent. I think that's about 20K I spent on that event.
20K?
Yeah. I think
for
that's
all the battles.
For everything.
2-day event.
Yeah, approximately.
Wow.
Yeah. Which now would pay for like one battle.
Would pay for like one practice.
Yeah, something like 20-ish. Yeah. And we definitely recouped that. And that's why I didn't mind spending it, because I could see in the numbers
that it was going to
happen.
We're
definitely going to. I've never given a fuck about making money. It's just about recouping. As long as we recoup, I'm fine. Whereas like now, the battles get less views and the events get less numbers, but the battlers ask for more money. So that's why when the question is, it's like a rhetorical question, like, how am I going to make that back? You know there's no answer, because the answer is, you're not going to.
But
That's what I'm saying.
This is what I was saying to ARP this morning. I said, I think that the battlers will have a greater understanding of their value if they knew what these things, like what kind of money was coming back, what kind of numbers they were doing.
Well, I couldn't do anything near what ARP has done for the last 2 years. I couldn't do anything anywhere near it.
Break down how they got that evaluation.
Yeah, but they can't.
Like,
and then the reason.
How did you get to see that evaluation?
But the problem is with that, that if you ask that, then sometimes you're setting yourself up for a confrontational kind of conversation. Well, because battle rap is just so egotistical. There's been many times I've wanted to say to people, you know, like this is nonsense what you're asking. Because it's all that's.
Who asked you for the most ridiculous amount of money?
I know this is a boring answer, but I can tell you the opposite answer. I can tell you who was super reasonable. Was Hitman, Holler, and Averb. I got to give him that credit.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Like Holler and Averb.
For the Chicago event.
100%. They were like, bro, we want to do this battle. Like, obviously, I paid them well. Do you know what I mean? But they were like, I said to them from the start, I was just like, look, I know this is a crazy 2-on-2 battle. I'd love it to happen on my channel, but I can't be giving you 7K each. Well, it's just not. It's never
not
gonna
make sense.
So them two were mad reasonable about it. So I give them props for that. I want to have a good answer for this, like, because there's been a lot of unreasonable people over the years. Yeah, come back to me. I'll think about it. There's been a few. There's never been anyone. No one's ever like quoted. No one's ever quoted like over 10. Some people have tried to say 10, and I've been like, bro, that's like double the budget for the whole event. Do you know what I mean?
So what was the biggest return you made on an event?
Probably the 5th birthday one where we spent 20. But I don't remember what we made back. But I know we like made enough back to be like, oh, that was all right.
But you couldn't give a roundabout figure.
I don't know. We probably made back like 10, maybe, which doesn't sound like a lot, but like that was good at the time.
If you spent
because that's what I'm saying.
So 30.
10
Yeah. Approximately. I couldn't say the exact number, but I know we spent 20 and we probably made 30 back.
900 people.
So I was pretty happy with that.
900 people bought tickets.
Yeah, something around that. Yeah.
For how much?
I can't remember, man. I can't remember.
You see, this is the bullshit that these league owners ain't doing, bro. They don't want you to know what it is. You know what I mean? They just don't want you to know.
No, I'm saying
900 people bought a ticket out.
Yeah, because then it's like, people will be a little
I think we made back like 10. But this is the shit I was saying to ARP. I was like, yo, why don't you show me and Hollow numbers? Show me and Charlie's numbers. Show me and Sirius Jones numbers. And he just kept dancing around the phone.
I'm like, I think
He's just not going to tell me.
What I'm saying, that's an honest answer. I can't remember what the tickets were, but I know we made about 10, which is okay.
Let's say 35?
About 35.
$35.
If he made 30 and 900 people sold out, it's about 35.
There you go. See, that's a better attitude.
Yeah, okay, but now you gotta think of YouTube views. You had sponsors.
Yeah, but YouTube views, that's not a lot.
Nah, it's not.
Come on, like.
I don't know, man.
It's good when your
No,
views
if you're
No.
hitting hundreds of thousands on every video,
We're talking
yes.
about 5 years ago.
Even 5 years ago,
Around Christmas.
Why are you telling me about my channel?
Around Christmas.
I know about my own channel.
I know these things now. I know the rate goes up at the end of the year. I know all this shit now. You can't get over on me no more. I know what it is.
I'm a YouTuber.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I know, like,
That's next video.
You can have a battle to do 200,000 views. I know that shit is making like $2,000 by itself. And you had Shoddy Horror and Arsenal.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, that's probably about right. Yeah, that's probably. What is it about? 200,000 views making about 2,000. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. But that's not that much. How many battles hit 200,000 views?
You had Arsenal and Shoddy Horror made. It has like what to date? 14 million
12
views?
million.
12 million.
So it would be amazing if you get the 2,000 or 200,000 views now. YouTube.
Think about that.
Shit.
I mean, before it used to be
What's the
about
return on that?
how many views you can get in a short amount of time. But now, to accumulate more money on YouTube, it's all about watch time.
Yeah.
Right? So
And
how
many
long
adverts
your
you can slip
videos
in
and how
and-
long
yeah,
they're
yeah.
watching it. That's why you make the most profit if you post consecutively with long videos.
But
So that's why these are 3 hours long then.
Absolutely.
And then the pay-per-views. And then the pay-per-views. You got the ticket sales and pay-per-views.
That's a little more newer, isn't it? Like the pay-per-view and things
Pay-per-view
like
is new and a lot of people don't really know how that works.
Yeah.
So that's why like,
that. And who's to say that you're getting that much and that many people's watching? I remember Smack had the
Nah, if
strike
it's a
event.
Smack event,
The
they
2.5 strike event when everybody went on strike and everything like that.
That
People,
was
people
funny.
believed that it was some amount
wait,
like
who the
crazy.
fuck went on? Oh, the rappers.
Remember there was a whole everybody went on
but-
strike.
but-
A whole bunch of dudes. Went
When
on
you say
strike.
people believed it, but what I think about this, what was the resolution of that situation? Was it ever proven that that number was wrong?
It was supposedly the
No,
conversation
it was
was
never
behind the
proven.
scenes.
So it was never
And it
proven.
was,
It
it
just
was said that it wasn't, or something like that.
I like that. I think that's
That
quite
it wasn't
cool.
like people were exaggerating what the number was.
I believe it happened.
It was a-
and I'll tell you why. Because Beasley said it didn't. So I believe it happened.
So Beasley said it didn't.
I believe that. And you know, Beasley just tell you some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, hey,
You'd be like, no,
So
what
what was-
you'd be like, what
2.5
time it is?
million.
Beasley be like, it's 2 o'clock, but it's really 3 o'clock. Just for no reason. He'll just do that
But
shit.
what,
You
so
know what
what
I'm
was
saying?
that? Do you remember what the math was to make that figure? Do you
It
remember?
was like somebody saw these numbers, like by the, about while the stream was going, and they
Yeah.
took that number and multiplied it by how much
they
and then
charged
they
for
came
the
up with
pay-per-view.
2.5 million. But they said that wasn't the number of people who actually, were watching the stream and things like
Right.
that. So it was like,
But it might have been the number of people who were watching, but not the amount of people that paid. That's another way around it.
I don't know.
Again, I can't.
Like I said,
that would be hard to believe because if you had a pay-per-view stream, I doubt you're gonna give 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 people to watch for free. Like,
while we on the
watch it for
pay-per-view
free.
topic, it kind of sucks that you pay for the pay-per-view and then you got this big-ass watermark on the fucking pay-per-view. I hate that. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous.
Like, why do they have that
Why
on
is
there,
this
right?
happening?
Well,
I
if it gets
understand.
bootleg,
Yes.
well, I could say like,
You're putting
okay,
people on
if you
blast.
get bootleg,
I've been
you
kicked
know
off
who.
before.
But that's
who it
so,
was.
That's so fucked up.
Right.
I'm not saying I was bootlegging, but I was recording and I dropped it on YouTube, and then they cut my stream.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
they
yo,
know.
I said,
You on
yo,
the bootleg.
What's going on? Why you
I
do
didn't
that?
even really throw nothing
Nah,
in
don't
there.
do that.
No,
Yeah.
no
You can't do that.
words or nothing. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
When I-
actually cut my. I was like, yo.
When I realized you
Had to
couldn't
buy it again.
repost the app,
You had to
stuff,
buy it again.
Yeah, I bought it
I
3
was
times.
salty. Like that when the app, like the first time I seen the app battle, and I tried to repost it, and then Instagram was like, "No, get this shit out of here." I was like, "I can't repost the
Yeah, no,
clip."
security is getting real.
Yeah.
Okay, but you want to talk about figures. Okay, so
Right.
I wouldn't have said this, but this was a figure that some other dickhead put out there, which wasn't his business to put out. But because it's already out, this is common knowledge.
Right.
The most we ever made off a pay-per-view was 50K. And that's
50,000.
that's out. I don't want that figure to be out there,
not
but like
bad
I
at
said,
all.
some prick put it out there, so I can't take it back. The internet's
Right.
the internet.
It was
So that-
50,000.
that- But that was dollars because it's Vimeo, which is in dollars.
What
so that's
event was
$50,000.
that?
So in pounds, that's like £40,000 maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
And that's a solid figure. Like we were like I said, when we made like
It depends if they're up or we up.
I mean,
It's
if
always
no,
a
the dollars
difference.
never.
if I spent
The pound is
$20,000,
always
I
more
made
than
30
the
off the door
Not
and
always.
everything else, and then
Yeah.
another 50 on
Yeah.
pay-per-view. That's a
So I'm
great-
saying like we made,
great
that was an anomaly. Like yo, if we could have ever got it to the point where we were making 50K pay-per-view.
Every time?
Bro, we would have been living.
You could have
But
did
what,
all
what event was
He's
it?
doing that.
It was Lunar C's last battle, 2015. And we had about 700 people in the venue, 750, and then we did pay-per-view and did about 50,000. And we were mind blown. Like when we were
why
looking.
didn't you guys keep going and go harder?
But that's what I'm saying, because this is America's a bigger country, so there's just more stars. That's what I'm saying. That there's just more stars. Of course there is. There's about 10 times the people out here, right? So what I'm saying is we had, and I've mentioned there's so many names I can mention. I mean, they're dope battlers. They hit 50,000 views. They sell a few tickets, right? But just because you're dope and you're talented, you sell a few tickets, that doesn't translate to pay-per-views. What I'm saying is when we had Shorty Horror active, Lunar C active, and maybe one or two more, they were actually selling pay-per-views in the same way that let's say the top 20 Smack battlers will sell every. So that's why someone could come up with that figure for Smack. It's probably wrong, but I can see how you could come up with that figure, because you could be like, well,
The draws is more there.
let's say, all right, let's just say for argument's sake, they didn't make it off that one event, but you could look at a stream of events and be like, well, you've done 6 events
Like this.
in 6 months.
So
they've all been
you
pay-per-view.
made it. You made that number.
Arsenal's been sharing it. Loaded Lux has been sharing it. Blah blah. You could be like, well, you might not have made 2 mil off that in a 6-month period. You made a lot. Whereas for us, we made the 50K off the one, which we were, like I said, mind blown by. This is probably in about a month, and we were. And then like our next one, for example, would make 1,000. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just not sustainable. That's the problem. To go from 50 to 1 in the space of a month is just like.
Well,
And there's
if that's a Lunar C, because you said a Lunar C battle when you made the 50K.
Yeah.
Why not just keep promoting this guy?
That's because
You gotta want to do
He
it.
want more money.
You can't. No, it's not. You can't force someone to want to battle. There's nothing. Me and him are.
It's not even about with the money.
No, and it's not a personal thing. Me and him are cool as fuck. We've always been cool. Like,
Right.
He just quite simply is like, I'm not interested in battling. Like, he knows he's the biggest draw in the whole of the country, and he's just like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
that
Bro,
event-
trust me, it's a shame. Like, it's a
he's-
big shame.
He's like, you guys.
But then do you know how crazy it is? Like I said, out
Nah.
here, I can speak to about. They'll be like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
But you say his name in UK, everyone knows him.
Nah,
Everyone.
that's crazy.
For that last
mad.
event where you got the 50, did people know it was going to be his last battle, or was it just like he did it and then just rolled
They
off?
didn't know it was his last battle, but it was his comeback battle. So it's just as important.
Okay, okay.
Right.
You're right. So it's like
'Cause I was wondering if that had to do with the astronomical.
it did, but
figure.
it was because it was like, wow, because that was 2015. He hadn't battled since 2012. So again, people were like, oh shit, he's come back. Oh.
And as a league owner, though, is it like, dangerous to have that much transparency with the artists or the battlers to let them know like this? Because
you
then
know-
it could build a whole.
But here, okay. Stop
No,
one
do you know-
second.
no, do you know what?
I want to add something before you answer that. This is where the music industry and battle rap are different.
Okay.
In the music industry, they will sit you down in a room and let you know what your actual numbers are. And break down.
And you've got no
That's
choice.
different
What your
between a
budget-
public
You can't catch
corporation
feelings
and a
about it.
private.
You can't catch
There's
feelings.
nothing about it. You just have to
battle rap
know
is more
this is
private.
what it is.
That's it. It's true.
We're all dealing with this.
Yeah.
Now let's figure out how to make this more.
Yeah.
But in battle rap, battlers kind of live in the I have no idea what's actually going on behind this league
Because
owner's
it's a private
right.
owned corporation.
And they keep
as it
that
being a
ama-
public
yeah.
thing where they have to show you
And
the
they keep
numbers.
that
So that goes
information
back-
private.
That goes back to what I
very
said.
private.
That goes back to what I said earlier. That I would happily have these conversations, but I know they would end up in arguments. They wouldn't be conversations. That's the
That's what
problem.
I'm saying.
That's what
No,
I'm
but
saying.
I'm sa-
But that's a really good point. If you're signed to a label, you can't. The biggest.
There's no hiding from it.
He
They're
can't
gonna
just-
let you know.
Yeah, you can't walk in the
This-
label office.
this is
and
what you
start-
scan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's it. But it should. You're right. That's how it should be. And I think I would have, because I've definitely misspent money. Everyone has ever run a league has paid someone too much and someone too little. And
Definitely.
I've definitely done that.
Definitely.
But I mean,
I paid Shotgun Shook for recycled rounds.
yeah.
He's crazy.
I paid for Matt Hoffa's flight, hotel, and
And no second round.
round. He was in a Hilton as well.
But it was an artistic thing.
The Hilton next to London
That was
Bridge.
a really good
Nice hotel.
bro.
And imagine this as well. Imagine this when I come to his door.
My first round and my third round was crazy.
Oh, it was like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's really
even now.
9 minutes.
Even
really.
now.
I'll tell you one
I
other thing.
didn't jerk him.
One other thing I remember about
I
that
just did some
weekend.
fun. I just did some crazy shit.
One other thing I remember about that weekend is like going to knock on your door to get you ready to come to the. I was like, I remember
all
being
coming
like,
out.
right, I'm gonna knock you at 1. We'll walk to the venue.
Yeah.
I remember knocking you. and there just being mad room service trays outside. I was thinking, it's my fucking card on this room. And I remember thinking that, and I didn't want to say it before the battle, obviously, like, before the battle, I'm not
I was living it up, baby.
I'm not going to say
I had to live it up. Yo, it was my first time in London, bro. I was living it up.
But I remember there was like, you know when you get like the little, the plastic lids that keep it warm, there was just like 6 of them outside the door. And I was like, this guy is just, instead of walking to the shop to get a chocolate bar, he's just like,
what's fucked up?
this guy's ordering food
Shotty's
left,
room
right,
was
center.
right next to mine, and he was pushing his shit over on my side.
He said, yo.
Facts. Sliding shit. I'm like, I didn't need this shit. What is this shit doing by my door?
like-
But one of the greatest
man,
moments after the battle, I'm like, I'm in fucking London. I got fucking kicked out of high school. I lived for years doing illegal shit. And somehow I'm in London and there's just nothing but fans around me. Offering me shit, talking to me like, yo, are we gonna come back? Are you gonna come back? And as I'm walking back to the hotel, because it was like in walking distance, I pass a club and they're playing Biggie, Juicy. And I just stopped for a second and I just enjoyed that shit. I was like, yo, this is
crazy.
This some other shit.
What message
Right.
did you get from that though? Because I mean, you from Brooklyn, Biggie from Brooklyn. The timing of that, while you know,
It
ruminating
was
on
like
that feeling.
from where I was, and you know, I started rapping. It was like 8 of us in a room that just decided one day we're gonna be the next Wu-Tang. None of them rap now. You know what I'm saying? I kept to it, and you know, I was able.
But that's your answer for that E&J thing. Why he not around and you are. Why that tag didn't hold you back from becoming math. You know.
But this is also an answer for don't flop. I think that it's time that you do sit down with these artists.
I think you're right. I completely
So
agree.
going back to the answer,
Yeah.
is it dangerous to be that transparent?
I think,
A little bit,
But I-
because it's
you know
like
what?
people are gonna always want to be thirsty and ask for more, and it's sometimes it's just a bunch of things that people don't consider that has to be expensed, right? It's not just the venue.
You're being super level-headed in this conversation, so if we ever do a booking, you're gonna
He said, nah, I want to be nice.
if I didn't come here today and I was booking you, I'd be a little bit like,
She'd be like, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a little bit cautious. Blah blah. Whatever she wants, she can have. Now I'm gonna be like, hey, so basically, you know, I can get you a sandwich, because that's what the budget is. I'm sorry, like,
I'm bougie.
you can't pull that shit on me now.
Right.
I need a living room, bedroom. Can't
Nice
just be a room.
Airbnb.
Fucking shout out to Norms though. He made it happen, man.
But like,
Yeah.
but no, honestly, I think moving forward, because I said
I'm
because
bougie with the living space.
because I'm dealing with smaller budgets now, and that's not a secret. Everyone I deal with now knows it's smaller budgets. I aim to fully get to a place where we're using big budgets again. But for now, I think the only way I can book bigger people, like the definitely URL kind of people that get bigger views and what the London crowd want to see, the only way I could book them now is being like, all right, bro, well, I'm actually going to be transparent. And I've always been like semi-transparent, but I think moving forward, I'd have to be like, from now on, I'd have to say like, look, this is how big the venue is. That's actually one of the things Hitman Holler said. That's why I give him his credit. Holler was like, I understand this is how big the venue is. And I said to him, you know you could take this battle to Smack and do it, 1,000 people will get paid 5 times as much.
Right.
I was like, my capacity is 250. That's what it was in Chicago. It was remember, it's quite a small venue for the battle, right?
Right.
I was like, look, I think in this small crowd, this battle would be insane, but I won't be offended if you're like, I need more money. And he took that into account and went, cool, it's only 250, this is what I'll charge you. But I think going forward, we need to actually apply that to everyone. If I'm booking a venue that's 1,000, obviously I'm believing I'm selling 1,000, we can take that into account. If I'm booking a venue that's 200, I'm sorry I have to tell you, bro, but that's because that's what I think you're selling. Now, if you're only selling 200, your price needs to reflect that. And like I said, it might need to be a thing now where I just take that risk and I'm just like, maybe it is going to be an argument. I don't want it to be an argument. I never want to argue with anyone. But I think with the egos in battle rap, that I'm going to need to take that risk that maybe it will be, but then we might leave the argument with some facts being laid down.
Right.
And they might come back to me the next day and be like, sorry, I was a bit hot-headed, I've thought about it. This is what I'm going to
This
charge
is what
you.
we can
You see what I
do.
mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with you. I want to book you again, but after this conversation, you can't. When I booked you the first time, I was like, this is like some passion project, vanity shit. Like I said, I run a league.
Earl got mad at me
Nah,
because
you gotta have him sign a contract.
But this is what I was saying. I was like, when I booked him before, it's some passion shit. I was like, look, I run a league, I'm a professional, but at the end of the day, this Math Hoffa, I'm a battle rap head.
Yeah.
It's a little thing you got to tick off your league. You got to book Math Hoffa. I let him fuck around and no contract. Next time, I'm gonna be like, Math,
yo.
yeah, I'm gonna be like, we ain't on that
Contract
level.
serious, dog.
Yeah, the contract is gonna be like.
But to be honest, I think that the return of Don't Flop, I mean, to the level of the capacity that it was, is imperative because London battle rap was kind of a balance that showed battle rappers, like we would watch Smack, URL, we would watch King of the Dot, but when we watched a Don't Flop battle, the theatrics of it, the theme of it, there was always something that it wasn't just somebody just rapping some shit. There was always a point.
There was always a
to
point.
everything they were saying.
Always a point.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's missing. That's missing right now. So we need to get back to that level. So, look, Shoddy, Luna, y'all need to sit down and figure out how you're gonna make this mega match happen.
Yes.
Pay-per-view, man.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
work.
the figures is the payday would be the biggest.
Would be retarded.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm taking me out of it. I'm talking about for those two artists, the payday would be. I'm saying even if it wasn't on my league, I don't give a. They just should just do the battle somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone should fund that
I
battle.
mean, you
Right.
should definitely do it, and then maybe they don't have to take a lot up front. Just give them a
But
percentage
exactly.
of the pay-per-view.
And say, look, do you know,
'Cause that's
we'll
gonna be a
split the
payoff.
pay-per-view 3 ways.
Right.
And
We'll
that's
do
how
this,
you know
whatever. Like.
you getting what you worth, because
Yeah.
that's how many people view
That
you.
exactly. That's what I think. That's something good. King of the Dot's been doing now. They've been giving artists their own pay-per-view link.
Yes.
Say it, and the artists have been promoting it, saying
Yes.
buy through my link.
Correct.
Because then it shows. Okay, well I've
Who's
got a following.
coming for you?
They
Who's
come
coming
from my
for you?
social media.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I think that is that King of the Dot are clearly on this thing we're talking about of like starting to be like, look, we've dealt with your egos for 10 years now. Like it's been literally 10 years
Right.
of egos. The next 10 years, if we all want to talk like we're grown men and grown women, and
You bring in this much
let's
money.
talk-
and
let's
Said
talk
10
professionally
years,
then.
a lot of these guys who was 18 or 28 or
exactly.
20, now they're 30. Like, so everybody.
And that's
has
another reason some
matured.
people are quit, because some people who start really young, they get bored, and a lot. That's why we've lost. I'd say lost some fans. I think Smack fans stay with it for life. I think some of our fans, because we're like a more comedy orientated channel, I think some of our fans are just grown out of it. I don't think anyone's done anything wrong. I think genuinely, if you start watching comedy battle rap when you're 14. When you're 24, you don't find the same shit funny.
Well, I can say,
you know what I mean? So
I can say that one thing that I feel like URL does well is recycle. All right, these guys got hot, move it up. All right, bring some new guys in. Go to this region. I think a lot of their cards, if you look at them, are based on who is the head of a region. Who is gonna bring this amount of people from over here? Who's gonna bring this amount of people from over here? Who's gonna bring, and it could be the same thing for Don't Flop. But we need that element back where there's a fucking point to this round. You know what I mean? And
we
Don't
got
Flop.
you, you know, Math. I only charge you 20,000.
With a nice smile. That's it.
Hilarious.
Mook said 75. So if you want Mook, 75.
Listen,
just-
no
said
tax,
75.
no tax, no fees.
But that's what I mean. I mean, when people are naming these numbers that Lux asks for this, Mook asks for this. I mean, are they being? Is that?
No, theirs is very realistic. 100%.
mean, is
Cassie
that-
asked for 250
That's crazy. I mean,
for Diz.
But it's not.
Somebody say he got
That's what y'all
900,000.
worth at the end of the
Did he
day.
really
so-
get 900,000?
For this?
no.
Wait.
No, 250,000.
No, they said
Jadakiss said he wants $500,000.
Oh yeah, he wants 700,000.
I don't like that.
700K.
Though. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I think that trend needs to stop as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
700,000.
Jadakiss is like clearly he's shown love to battle rap a lot. Fair
Yeah.
play. Like he's at events. Okay.
Right.
But like this is me saying this as a Jadakiss fan. Yeah. Like what I don't like is that a lot of rappers now are asking for money to battle that they wouldn't get from music or performance.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Right.
That's what I'm noticing. A lot of artists are coming out saying, I'll do a battle for 100K.
It's way
It's like
more
a
risky.
retirement plan.
Yeah, I'll do a battle
It's
for 100K.
way more risky to them. They're like, if I
True,
go
but-
battle, these guys can do some amazingly disrespectful.
It's retirement money.
If you're not getting 500K
that I
for a
wouldn't
show,
take
I'm
on a
sorry,
normal
bro. Nah,
basis.
that's not
It's
cool.
retirement money.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is, and I don't
what
think
they're
that's cool, man. I don't
comfortable
like
with
that.
taking
Pay,
to
pay me to
die.
die.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna die.
And it's gonna cost
I'm gonna
this
die.
much
But
to
that's
see
what I'm saying.
me
If there is some rappers
But that's-
that could ask for those crazy performance figures, and you could say, "Oh, look at my streams. I'm making 500K of streams." But most of the
Right.
commercial
You
rappers
gotta
that come
show
out
you
and
how
say
you
they'll
get
battle,
to that evaluation.
they're not getting those numbers. So they're seeing this.
It's like
Hold
any
on a minute,
investor.
battle rap's hot. Let me jump on that quickly. I don't like that at all.
And I don't think you see artists at their peak who are interested. It's usually
course they're
artists
not.
you ain't seen in a minute who might be doing little shows here and there, maybe five, 6 shows here and there you don't really hear about. Then they want to jump on battle rap. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why the crowd give them a hard time.
Yeah.
That's why they keep giving out to because
Because-
the crowd are not on the crowd are like, come on, I know why you're here. You're here for the pension plan, basically.
They know
Do you know what I mean?
they
Like-
know who's genuine and who's
Yeah.
not. If Kiss decided today, you know what? Fuck it, I want Lux, right? Nobody will look at Kiss like, where you come from, right? But if it was somebody like, I don't know, Nelly or something, like it's like we ain't seen you in so long.
Respect to Nelly, but
I was gonna say.
No, I mean respect
but
to
that-
Nelly
ain't-
and Lux.
that ain't-
Nelly and Lux are close by.
Nah,
and I-
Nelly don't
listen,
even rap that type of
And
content.
I'm not even talking about lyricism. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about the fact that he was hot when he was hot, right? Battle rap was also out and doing this thing. It wasn't a source of interest, right? Now that we ain't seen him in a minute on a musical scene, we don't know what his. I ain't counting his pockets, but our perception of him is like he ain't burning up right now.
Right.
So for him to jump in battle rap, fans would be like, "Come on, what is this?"
Right.
It'll look like a clown show. You know what I'm saying? But Kiss, on the other hand, is like,
this is a tough. I've never seen
Right.
Nelly rapping like rapping. So
But I'm saying someone
Yo.
like Kiss. If Kiss said, I'm
Kiss
saying
is more likely.
yeah,
Kiss's style
we grew up
is
on
great.
Kiss.
bro.
Fab ain't
Kiss
gonna-
raised.
Fab ain't gonna do it.
Hell
no, I'm just saying. I'm just naming people
Yeah.
who.
I think Banks is gonna do it.
He's the
Fuck
number
Banks
one
too.
for everyone.
Fuck
Banks
Banks would
Everybody
do it,
wants.
but
I want to see
I don't
that.
know
Yo, Banks.
I don't know if
Yo,
Banks is
Banks.
aggressive enough.
I'ma keep hitting your phone, bro. You think I'm playing? We waiting for you, man.
I think Banks
Wait,
would be everyone's
He'll
number
definitely
one.
have bars, but the aggression, I want to see it. Like, is Banks gonna really be like screaming on somebody? And
I'm not sure if it'd have to. You don't have to.
No, I'm not saying he has to. I'm
Yeah.
just saying he battles probably gonna be wilding on him. Like,
But I'm saying someone like Jada. That's what I'm saying. Like, but like I think these mainstream artists, they should battle. I'm fully behind it. All I'm saying is they need to drop the figures. That's all I'm saying. Like even if it was 100K, like yo, because like, maybe Cassidy did get paid 250K. So yo, if that's the figure, yo, if Jadakiss was like, yo, give me
Yeah, I
150K,
can't knock it.
Yeah, I can't
that's what
knock
I'm saying. Someone like Smack could probably get that kind of money together. All I'm saying is if you start talking about 500,000, that's almost unobtainable money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And then it feels
yeah.
like what it is, it's becoming an ego massage. Because
Right.
what you're doing is you're putting a tweet out because you know the comments, oh my God,
So
yeah,
you
please
think it's
do it.
impossible
But you're
to
putting the
recoup that?
figure too high because
Right,
you
right.
don't actually want
Wanna
to
do it, right.
That's what I'm saying. 'Cause
are
if-
they big
if
enough
Jada-
where it
if
could
Jadakiss-
possibly be recouped though?
Not, that's what I'm
Like
saying.
if
Not
Drake
that
said,
amount.
you know
Do you
what?
think
Not
that it
that
can
amount.
happen?
Like
Not
if
that
Drake
amount.
said, yo, I want this much, but I'm gonna come now.
If
Well, I'm
Lloyd
the
Banks-
hottest superstar in the world, and I come to battle rap.
Depending
I
on
mean,
the
Drake-
But
Drake
Jadakiss isn't Drake. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Drake
Yeah.
is different. We might want
Yeah.
to scavenge the money to get Drake on the stage, like, because it's definitely gonna bring back.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your money back 3 times if you got Drake on the stage, opposed to Jadakiss.
If he's
But
asking
that's
for
what
a
I'm
mil.
saying. You don't see
Yeah. I mean,
Jadakiss or Lloyd Banks posting. You don't see both of them posting. Give me, let's just say 75K in a battle, because then someone will call their bluff.
Nah,
and will
But
offer
there's
them
people
the
that
money.
been calling
Yeah.
Kiss
But that's
bluff.
big money,
There's people
bro.
that says, yo, I got $500,000 for you, Kiss. What up?
That's big money.
I got 200,000.
I saw that recently.
Yeah, they're like,
What-
yo,
what's his name?
I don't remember his name, but it was a couple
gotta
weeks
pull it
ago.
up.
Is this legit though? Like,
We
this
gotta
is
pull
legit?
I
this
don't know
up.
how legit he was, but he was out there. It was online, and you know,
It was a random guy or like somebody.
I think he's an artist. And,
And
he's like,
he called them out.
yeah,
he said,
yo, I got the money. What up?
I got $500,000.
$500,000.
What's up?
But I think the more the mainstream artist gets paid, the more unforgiving the crowd will be.
Right.
Like if Jadakiss, Because like see, Cassidy was on Vlad, and the title of the video was "I got paid 250K."
Yeah.
So you look, Jadakiss do the same thing. It wouldn't be private. They'd probably agree to keep it private. It would somehow come out. So if by the time it got to the day of the
He got paid a lot to lose, man. That shit is great.
by the time it got to the day of the battle, it would be common knowledge. Oh, Jadakiss got paid 300K. If he even stumbled a word, people would be like, "Boo!" They wouldn't be having it. They'd be like, these guys are getting exactly.
And they did perfect.
They got 3 rounds, 3 minutes, and it's locked. He would not. He better come with every bar punchline.
But then it also says then the guys who regularly battle rap, they're gonna be like, yo, if you giving Jadakiss, yo, you gotta give me that.
And that's the same thing. His
name is Casual.
Casual.
Now, do we?
It's quite ironic.
Do we believe this is like Jadakiss
Someone
rap?
called Casual that's just got 500K lying around.
No, it's actually 750.
He got 754?
Accepts at 750,000 bet.
Maybe 2020, Jadakiss might be in the ring, man.
But there was no reply from Jadakiss. He's just like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah. I ain't seen this Jadakiss might be like, nah, that was a different time. I want a mill now.
That was a different time last week.
Inflation. I want a mill.
Change.
just hypothetically, who do you think Jadakiss could actually stand a chance against in battle rap?
I can't disrespect Jada by saying
I
any
know,
name
I
could
know.
not stand a chance. That's Jada, so it's like, just because I haven't seen him battle, these guys are like some of the most vicious, wildest.
Yo, Knowledge, I love you, bro. But you be saying some crazy shit
I'm
while
a
battle
Kiss
rappers
fan.
is around. You say some crazy
I'm
shit.
just saying, so you don't think just because you a battle rapper, you don't think Jadakiss could come and contend?
I would want
There
to
are
see.
so many more.
I would put him against Cass.
But you guys do this, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
So-
he'll wash. He'll.
That would be an even fight. I feel
That's
like.
not even. That's not what we do. That is not what we do. That
I
is
think-
some other shit
I
that
think
they
a
could do on
battle
their
rapper
own.
would smoke him.
Okay.
But you
Think a
said
battle rapper
you
will
said you wouldn't.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that he'll just get smoked by any battle rapper. I just
You wouldn't say
My
that.
top 5, he'll get smoked.
Who do you
by my
think that
top.
he could handle?
For sure.
I would say. Okay. Who would Jadakiss
You think
handle?
Jadakiss could beat Glue Easy?
Maybe, yeah.
That's the battle. That's the battle.
I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Do you think he could
What's the
beat
French
Glue
name?
Easy?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
his star power, his star power will carry over.
Carry over.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
beat Glue
unrealistic.
Easy.
That's unrealistic. I think that's
Okay,
unrealistic.
all right, cool.
Why is that the French?
I'm just
I'm just saying, yo, Glue, you know I fuck with you, but you know,
Yeah,
I think Kiss will go crazy.
Okay, well,
Yo,
Alright, shout out
Pat,
to
what you
Glue.
think? What you think? B Magic?
Shout out to Patrick.
So here's the question. What about Math and Jada?
Math and Jada?
Oh no,
Math
don't
is
do that.
slapping.
You know what's funny? Jadakiss DM'd me one day because I said something about battling him, and he was like, "Yo."
You don't want no smoke?
He was like, "Yo, what's good?" I was like, "What's good, son?" He was like, "Yo, I'll be aight when you stop playing." And I'm like, "What you talking about?"
Yeah, exactly. When you stop playing, right?
And he never replied. So when I saw him in person, I was like, "Yo, you sent me a DM one day, bro." And I didn't know what the hell you was talking about. He was like, "Nah, niggas just told me you was talking crazy on the joint or whatever." I was like, "Nah, you know I fuck with you. You know I grew up listening to you and shit, but that shit was weird, bro. You kind of fucked me up with that shit." And he was like, "Nah, we cool though." It was just funny. But in reality, like Jada, I got mad respect for you and everything that you did, but you would die.
Oh, did not even what
You
you
would
do.
die, bro.
Okay.
That's already
I don't
disrespectful.
think-
That's already
I don't think,
disrespectful.
no, I gotta be
we sending
realistic.
shots out here.
I gotta be realistic.
Okay.
What we do, there's so many different parts to
I got
it
you.
than just rapping,
I got
bro.
you.
And we need to stop acting
So what-
like
okay, so what-
these motherfuckers, oh yeah, they rap on a beat, oh, they so fucking dope.
Okay.
What we do is crazy.
But we
What-
proved
that's what I'm
that
about to say.
time and
So, all right,
time
so
again.
what is
time
it?
and time again.
What is it? What would Jadakiss not have? Because
Yeah.
we know it have the lyrics.
Yeah,
Jadakiss.
what would he not have?
All right. I'm gonna say, but
Performance.
what else? That's a very vague. That's a big
Performance.
topic. What else wouldn't he have?
You know what? I can't even say he wouldn't have structure, but it is more about the performance.
But do you think he
I
had the
think he
cadence?
can't connect to
Yes,
a
I
crowd.
think
The cadence, the timing,
That's what I'm talking about.
there's so much to it.
Like when I seen battlers, industry cats come into battle rap, I don't feel like any of them mastered the cadence
Yeah.
of battle rap. Like they try to slow they beat rap down, but if they don't have the cadence.
Let's be honest. Most of the times, it's a fucking retirement plan. It's a retirement plan.
Cannabis.
He should have battled again.
I think he should battle again.
Remember when Fred
should've
saw
battled
battle
again.
Keith Murray?
With the
Yeah.
notepad.
That was terrible.
I was there,
was terrible.
remember?
I mean,
Yeah, that was in Brooklyn.
Standing
It was in
on
Brooklyn, right?
stage. I was on stage.
Yeah,
right in
I
the
do
middle.
remember. You was
Like this, like,
Yo, I was shocked. Like, yo, these guys are
I'm not
terrible.
gonna front. Fredro killed Keith
Nah, he
Murray.
didn't kill him.
Killed
Keith
him.
Murray was didn't know what he was saying. Like, you won't. I think
Even his ad libs, he was like, I feel sorry for this nigga, man. What happened to you, man? Fucking dope head. Look at this nigga. Dope head. I was like, damn.
But even then, it's like, yo, anybody else would have
and
killed Fredro.
Keith
though.
was standing there just looking high, like,
Mad energy, mad crazy. Like, I was like, yo,
I was like, nah, this shit's fucked up.
I seen Conway, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago that was.
Yo,
when they did-
Conway.
There's one.
We love your music,
He
bro.
made.
We love your music. That statement that you made about rather than a battle rapper battle you for 50,000, go take that 50,000 and make a dope album. I think that is a great idea because you can't fuck with none of us.
Yeah,
niggas.
and you know, when he made the whole
You
shit,
can't fuck
the
with none of us
Calico,
neither, my
the-
nigga.
You know,
you can rap.
Yeah.
You can rap. You, my nigga, I'll never take that away from you. Fucking dope. And you used to battle. However, the top tier,
he
nah,
said it
son.
too, because I seen
Nah,
I
son.
seen a tweet. Hollow hit him up in the DM
Nah,
and said,
son.
"Who y'all talking about? You want to do it?" And he said, "I'm not a battle rapper. I'm good. Like, I don't
yeah,
call battle. Like,
call that bluff though.
But let's be clear. There's not a lot of battle rappers that can rap like you. But you cannot battle like any
Battle
of us
rap.
battle rappers, nigga.
But there
Any of us.
are battle rappers who have great music and great album projects.
Hell yeah.
Right? But the
A lot of
promotion ain't the same.
Thank you. I
right.
appreciate that.
Right, but the point that I think he was trying to make on the low
Yeah.
is like, y'all can't fuck with what I can do. You see what I'm
Basically.
saying? And the point I'm making is, yo, there's a lot of projects out here that if I threw them in there and didn't tell you this kid was a battle rapper, you'd be like, yo, this shit is fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Pot juice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So I feel like, but you know what? I can take his advice
Right.
and say, you know what? I like that. Because as far as battle rappers, we do feel like we're super underpaid. We do feel like what we do is so incredible for one moment in time. One moment in time, we have to be
Done
perfect.
again, yeah.
And we can never do it again. And the value of that should be higher. So I dig what he's saying because he's saying, yo, basically, go make some more money doing what we do.
that's a fact.
You know what I mean? And then maybe you wouldn't care what Eurgh called you about battling for. If you really got the passion to battle, you wouldn't care. Eurgh be like, yo, I got 3,000. I don't care. Keep
Or
this
we
shit.
just
Let me
gotta
just
find a way to
battle.
bring more money into
You know what I'm
battle rap.
saying?
You know what I'm
Just connect my, like, promo my fucking album on the battle. And we good.
but to go back to what you were saying about Jada specifically, when you say connect to the crowd, because he's obviously such a like seasoned performer for like,
Yeah.
25-ish years. When you say connect to the crowd, how do you not see? Let's just talk about Jada Kiss and say Lloyd Banks, them two specifically. Like, how do you not see them connecting? Like, what is it? What would they do that's like?
A battle
For
rap
some
crowd.
reason in my
Yeah,
head,
that's what I'm saying.
when I
What
think
about
of
the
Jada
battle rap
Kiss
crowd, like-
battling, I think of we gonna handle this like grown men. You won't win. You don't even feel comfortable in your own skin.
But is that not fire?
So fight
Which
with
was
the kid, the
crazy,
glass jaws,
and it
the
was
garden
fire,
and
and it
that
was
sword, yeah.
fire. But then when you put that against her,
A Tay-Rock.
bow, the shell cases, those shell cases. Like, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that laid
That is
back.
different.
That laid back. We going.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
That's what I'm saying with Lloyd Banks too,
Wait,
because I'm like, yo, son, with all that
Yo,
energy, like, yeah,
who
when you
knows?
see Chess, even when you see Lux and Hollow, they like, they're older statesmen in battle rap, and they're battling that new energy of battle rap, and it's still like,
and
whoa.
only because history has proved that, right? Time and time again, industry rappers, even Cassidy, the one who began the battle rap thing. Like it's like, yo,
He's Thanos.
It's like, you know, it's time and time again we prove it's like, hey man, it's a different sport. You're a great rapper. We respect what you do. We love what you do because I'm a huge Jadakiss fan.
Me too.
But I still
For the record.
I just don't still. I still don't think he could go against my top 5 and win.
Oh, top five,
And that's
I
why
agree.
it would
I
be
agree.
750,000.
Yeah.
To die.
Because niggas
to die.
Because it's that risk. It's like, hey,
Pay
I
me
potentially
to die.
might die.
You saw
all my fans.
That's the name of the event.
I need to make it worth it.
Pay me this money to die.
Yes.
You saw Gilly and Surf going at it, right?
Right.
I don't know.
I fucking
Yeah, that's
love
what that,
Gilly.
right?
Yeah.
So
He's
Gilly's
mad
telling
Yes,
Surf.
Yo, Gilly, salute.
Yo,
Salute.
So he's telling Surf straight up, like, yo,
Salute.
you can't, y'all crazy. You think you can fuck with me like Surf? And Surf like, yo, you might have to take 1,500 to battle some new niggas just to see if
Gilly
Because Surf said we offer you 20, and he laughed like 20. You like it's me.
No. Let's not get it twisted.
Who
He
said?
is gonna draw.
Surf, he said, well,
His
give you
first
20.
battle,
And he
Gilly-
laughed.
Who?
to
Gilly
Gilly battle. His first
And
battle
Gilly
is
laughed
gonna
like, yo,
draw
you crazy? And
a
Surf said,
lot
I
of
don't even
money.
know if we should give you 20
Just
because
off
we don't
Philly
know if you
alone.
can rap.
Right,
Just off Philly alone.
but it's
I would
gonna
give
be
him 20
money
to show up.
for him to die. You understand? Like,
It's like the gladiator. You just want to be like, okay, we know he's gonna die.
this is
but
it.
He's talking so
This is
much
it.
shit that we want to see if he's really,
Right.
if he really believes the shit he's saying.
I would
And
love
the
to see
people who've
Gilly
seen it enough times are gonna be like,
Gilly believes that
you know
he
what?
is-
This is so exciting. He's gonna die.
Gilly believes he can talk crazy to all y'all.
No,
like,
I
he
think Gilly
believes
would
it.
do
Like,
better than Cassidy.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Just because his
Okay, but
character
how do you
is
think
great.
Cassidy did? What is?
Everybody got quiet.
Now, see, yo,
Sorry.
like I said,
first was better than
I love Cassidy when he was doing the music, but we know he did battles. Blah blah. Long
Yeah.
story short, in
I
this
heard
day and
he's
age,
5,000.
he can't fucking take it.
Listen,
Can't
the
take
one-
it.
the one
All
thing
that
about-
shit, I walked out of his third round.
The one thing
Let's
that
just say
bothers
that.
me about Cass's battles is when you listen to the ones that he did on his album when he battled himself, he had the intensity that he needed on stage. Like those ones, I'm not saying he would have won. I'm saying he had the intensity that was like, we are battling. But when he went up against Goods, right? When he went up against Goods and Arsenal, it was almost like the way Joe Budden did Hollow. It was like, I'm saying some all right shit, but I'm saying it like, come on, man, you ain't like this ain't worth my time. Which put people off.
Let's be real. If let's say
delivery was a little off.
Let's say Crept wanted to battle.
I spoke to him about it the other day.
You did
Yeah,
today.
I didn't know the other day. I interviewed-
Shout out to Crept.
Yeah,
I fuck with Crept. He is actually one of the most bar heavy rappers in London. He is
if not like the top.
serious.
Wow,
If not the top.
And he's battled on Dope
Serious.
No. They're like
No,
mainstream.
he makes records.
Top of the chart.
But when you listen to him rap, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he get it. He get it. He understands.
So he's already on.
Yeah. Oh, I interviewed him for a website. I just interviewed him about music. And
Right.
then but I was obviously like, from a battle rap perspective, I got to ask.
Yeah.
I was like, would you ever? Because I can see you watch battle rap from the way you rap.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think his answer was like, I'd only do it if I wasn't putting someone on. He was like, you can't just give me an amount of money if you haven't got a name and you just like, I think he meant like a battle rapper. If you're a battle rapper with a bit of a buzz, he was like, kind of like, I'm Crept. I'm one of the top 10 rappers in England. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't just pay me 20K and I'll put you on. That's basically what he's saying.
Right.
But he was like, what I'm waiting for is someone in the industry to send for me and then we'll make it happen. That's basically what he
Send
said.
for me and I come for you.
So he's
basically what he
basically
was saying.
saying, I'll battle one of these motherfuckers that can't do it. But I'm not gonna battle
He might have
nobody
been saying,
who
he might have been
can,
saying
you know
that,
what I
but he did have a point. Like he was just saying, like I want to battle
It's not
someone.
gonna help my profile.
Yeah, it's not because he's got. They've sold. You know, they've sold out arenas.
You might be the
Right.
best
If you've
battle
sold- if
rapper
you've
in
sold
the
out
world,
arenas,
but
you don't wanna-
But you're not even close to the number 9
Yeah,
artist.
exactly.
Yeah, and it's
in
like
your region.
you just won't give me the exposure that I need.
Ah man, it's a
So
scary
that really
thing.
is-
That,
like,
so
sounds
when,
a lot
when you
on it.
think about it, like the intelligence it takes to do what we do,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the reward should be so much higher.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like it should be like to the point where like we're getting fucking millions to do this one thing in this one moment in time. And it's like
that's what no one
I think
appreciates.
that-
mind-blowing. The shit that
think about
we're
that
gonna
shit.
say to each other.
Niggas can't
Nah,
choke.
think about
Niggas
that.
can't do a lot of
Nah.
shit though. The more you get paid, because I can understand dudes not having their best performances because they're like, yo, the money, like it be so much going on when your life ain't good.
I think that's
or
what happens.
You're going through so much. But
Case
if you
in
was
point.
getting millions, you better not choke.
Nah, think
Case-
about that
case in
all the
point.
time.
Mess
Case
up
in
a little
point, Be
bit.
Magic. I
You
think
killed
that yes I did. Thank you.
Get it.
Thank you.
What the fuck I'm talking about?
But I think every battle rapper to a certain at a certain point realize I am more famous than I'm paid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then they start looking at it like, okay, it's more about the money now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cause it's like, yo, if I'm battling and like you said, 2,000, 2,500 people, all of this stuff, I'm getting all these retweets, millions of views. Then I got to walk back to my hood, pissy staircases, my apartment,
Baby
hard
moms
to
in
get
my
the food,
ear.
shit crazy.
You know what
I
I'm
still gotta
saying?
hustle, sell drugs and do all this. Niggas still shooting. It's like,
my
yo,
cousin,
what am I
my cousin
doing
working
it for?
UPS. He's doing better than me.
In all reality,
Seriously. So it's like, yeah.
And on top of that, you get claimed for having a job.
That makes
That's
me
right.
want
That's
to
a
battle.
lot
Like,
of. That's
and
a
then
lot
you
of
work at Walmart.
wives in
And the
jail.
motherfucker walks in and be like,
Hey,
come on, King.
shout out to
but I'm saying though,
shout out to Nitty.
if you wanted to
Wait a second. Oh, shit.
or you work at
Yo,
Walmart, or niggas making
But,
fun of you
yo,
because you got a
true
regular
or
job.
false,
and-
That's
yeah.
a lot of rappers in general.
Yeah.
Like,
But not the
Like,
top rappers,
of
not the
course.
most. So it's like I can't be the top battle rapper or one of the most famous battle rappers or even a B Magic, a legendary status, and I can't like or whatever. It's like
Yeah.
yo, my life ain't on the level where I could at least feed my family. It's like a fuck battle rap. Fuck
Because you
being
guys
around,
still think
nigga.
it's
Fuck that
very
shit. Yeah.
underground still.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that
It's
where
still the
Luna is?
underground.
What do you mean, sorry?
Is that where Lunacy is at?
In what? Where? What
As
do you
far as how he feels about battle rap.
mean? But what are you saying?
Like
As
it's
far
not
as
enough? Like, I'm not getting enough out of
it's
doing
just
this?
not enough. I'm not getting enough
Like,
out
what's
of
the
it.
point?
Yeah, I guess so, unless obviously it's one of those situations like everyone has their price. You know what I mean? So he turned down some big numbers, but it's not like if you went up to him and offered him £100,000, there's no way to turn it down. But obviously,
I was about to say,
but where's that money coming from? No one has that money.
Right.
But like, here's an example, right? This was a big missed opportunity. There was two rappers in the UK, right? This is a few years ago. One called Chip. He's been around for years, since I was a kid. A guy called Bugsy Malone as well. They had this beef, really publicized beef. Chip versus Bugsy Malone. Bugsy Malone went on a radio station, did a freestyle out of nowhere, just started saying, fuck Chip, you ain't shit, out of nowhere. Everyone was, oh shit, whatever.
Oh, everybody, yeah,
Bro, so they
yeah.
had about 5 tracks back and forward, right?
Right.
Like music video, proper diss tracks, right? And obviously, everyone thought it was leading to a clash. Because they're grime MCs, they're obviously used to spitting on a beat. It's like,
Yeah.
so the whole country's kind of waiting. Like, okay, so these diss tracks are getting 1-2 million views. They were
Right.
hot tracks,
Yeah.
right? Just fizzled out. And then about 6 months later, they met backstage at a show, did the standard Instagram picture, and that was it, and it was done. And everyone was kind of like, why did some company, like say fucking Puma or Nike, why did nobody,
Why did he say, yo,
when they were
take
at the
this
height of
and
the,
make-
exactly, when they were at the height
all
of
that
dissing each
attention,
other,
why not?
all it took was one company to step in and be like, do you know what, we've got like a 400k marketing budget, let's put 100k of this, we'll give you 50k each or 100, whatever. You battle each other, we'll have a 5,000 person venue, the battle will get millions, we'll have Puma branding everywhere, and no one did it. And that's it, and then they just met each other, they become friends, and it's just done now. And there's been a few other beefs like that as well. There's been some over here like that.
So let me ask you a
I don't know how it
question.
works in London though,
Go
but
ahead.
here, it's like, I do think certain people are afraid to associate their brand with the battle rap.
That's true, that is true, that's true.
Because it's hard for like Nike to say we support this battle rap, and we like, bah, headshot, killer,
Okay,
your
but-
niece,
I was
I
about to go
killed
to
that
that
bitch.
too.
Kill a
Oh,
But then hip-hop
But then what
that's what I
about-
mean. Like, we
Yeah,
say too much shit. We
But
say
hip
too
hop
much
did
shit.
it too though. And
But
they
that's
got
only
sponsorship.
clothing though, right?
No,
That's
Nah,
only
it's-
one.
I think it's different
Style
degrees
and
though.
all that. He had
certain
dudes.
hip hop.
Nah,
Yeah.
sponsorship.
Jay-Z, one of the biggest.
But Jay is
But Jay
smooth.
he said
He's
14
smooth.
years drug dealer. Like,
He's
you know what I'm
smooth.
saying?
But
But here's the
He's smooth
thing.
and
There's a
retired.
market for that.
Smooth and
So that
retired.
means there could be a market for this too.
No.
Smooth
that-
and retired.
There's
Not right
actually
now.
a
I did it
market.
yesterday.
There's even
There's
more
actually a
ratchet
market
shit
for
that-
music of African Americans killing African Americans is actually a market
Niggas
for
is
it.
headshotting each other all day if that's what they want to market.
Right, but there's not a market for anything outside
But
of
the
that.
answer is,
The shit
like,
that we're
that-
saying.
that's-
You
that
can't
is a good
predict
point.
what we're going to say on stage.
Also, if you're looking at the masses who don't know battle rap, these are two dudes that's arguing with each other who about to fight. Jay-Z on a record, right? It's like, this is a record. He might have some egregious lyrics, some things we don't really mess with, but because this record is worldwide, everybody loves this record. We got a clean version to this record. We can kind of chill here, or we can just rock the instrumental. They know whose song it is. Like, there's so many ways.
There's no clean version of battle rap.
Right. Imagine Tay-Rock
That is
on,
yeah, that's the good one.
on Twerk Clean. You know what I'm saying?
However, heard just say something that made me think. They made diss tracks back and forth. What if Lunacy and Shotty Horror was to do this?
Maybe.
And then actually end up with a battle.
Yeah. But I think what's more important is what you said about Nike can't attach their name to it. That's true. However, that's only one sector of business, clothing, right?
Right.
Look at alcohol companies. Alcohol companies, beer brands, their image is way...
Gun companies.
Wow.
Like, what's up?
I swear to God. I was on the phone with my man, and I kind of wanted him to produce a show. And I'm like, can you reach out to like a gun company
right?
and get them to sponsor
They
like
rock the gun bar
some
king.
you know what I'm
Imagine
saying?
seeing his face on the back of a bullet. Like,
Look how much
Tay-Rock holding the governor.
But look
or
how
judge.
look
You
how
know what
much
I'm saying? Like,
advertising
that'd
they
be crazy.
get though. The Draco, the this, the that. Like how
That's
much
a fact.
advertising that is.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Free advertising, you're right,
Right.
man.
come
You're
on,
right.
man.
So why not? Why are they not
Hey,
involved in this?
so good companies, how are you? My name is Misfit. We're here, we have a proposition.
And I'm Math Hop.
Which gun companies?
I
Which gun
choose to not
companies you think
speak
are
on
watching?
my political views at a time of this.
But I will say like why hasn't that happened yet?
Yo,
I think people got to make the
so
moves.
Smith and
yeah.
Wesson,
Like all these guys in hip hop, they weren't like a lot of companies wasn't messing with them. Somebody like a Steve Style had to go out and be like, yo, and like somebody needs a bridge to actually go to these companies and bring it into the company. Bring it to,
All right, I got you.
how Cassidy get 250
I'll put
without
that in my
today?
memos.
I'm gonna take care
I'll
of this.
search
Matt,
it
be the
tonight.
bridge, man.
take
I'll
care of
have
this.
answers
Be the
by the
bridge.
next
Take care of it.
episode, I
You
promise
gotta
you.
talk about killing people with their products. Like,
But that's what they made for though.
Well, no, not
pretty much
really,
what it is
not
made
really,
for.
Not really, not really.
And for hunting.
But what you just said though,
We got top busy to
all
pay.
jokes aside, what you just said is the truth. That I think the league, including my own, and anyone who's trying to throw events or battle rappers, the attitude needs to change to, because I'll hold my hands up. My attitude has always been, my product should speak for itself. And I've always been a little bit complacent. I've been like, yo, I've got a channel, I've got millions of views, I've got a sick product, I believe in what I'm doing, it'll happen. But 10 years down the line, it hasn't happened. So I think everyone's mindset needs to change now to be like, do you know what? Instead of spending an hour talking shit with battlers on the phone, trying to talk their price down, let me spend that hour talking to, let's say it is a gun company or a beer company, whatever. Let me spend that hour contacting companies, being like, yo, this is my product.
Exactly.
And then the next time I speak to battlers, do you know what? Yeah, your price is fine because I got a bigger budget now.
Exactly.
That's what has to change.
Exactly.
It's just putting
'Cause
more
it's
hours
like,
into.
they deserve it, right?
Yeah.
We want to pay them this,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
but you know
that's-
what?
that
We
is
can't
what-
afford
exactly,
it. Let's
yeah.
find.
like
It's like
that.
Cassidy. We said I'm
I
gonna
like
sit out
that.
till I get 250. Somebody found a billionaire to front the price to get him back.
Right.
So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
supply and demand.
Cassie got the cheat code. Nigga keep losing and getting paid big bags.
But I pretty much think that it's over. I don't think we're gonna see him
Cass?
again.
They
I
still
don't think
gonna
we're gonna
book
see him
this
again.
guy.
I gotta give him a text.
Still gonna
And
book.
Cass.
Are you
coming back?
He
realistically,
sells
does
tickets though.
anybody?
He sells tickets.
He does sell tickets.
His promote
He'll
game is
fight.
top tier.
However, he's 2 for 2 right now.
Yeah,
Nobody trusts him anymore.
true.
So which battle do you think he was better in?
The goods
The
battle.
Arsenal battle.
I think he's better in the goods battle.
Nah, in the goods battle, he after like the
'Cause that first round,
8 bars.
He didn't get that in Philly.
Right.
At least in Atlanta, that first round.
but
he got
after
that love.
first
That's
round,
sad
he
though. No, that's
died.
sad that he didn't get shown that love in Philly. Though. That is a bit sad, right? I mean,
Right.
as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
from
they
the outside.
showed him
was
love.
the
The
top guy.
opposite,
But it goes
the
to show.
opposite.
It goes to show that we don't. Battle rap crowds don't care.
No.
about your rap career. They don't.
Yeah, nah, they
They're
don't.
like-
They show
That's
him
what it
love
is
though.
too. With industry rappers, battle rap fans do not care about your rap career.
They show him love
can figure
though.
out you don't get it.
Yeah.
Why
They'll boo
can't
you.
you sit down and be like, this is what it is. I get it.
And on top of that,
They look at you and
I
say,
feel like
you
they
don't
showed
get
him
it.
love
But
in
he's
a
probably
way
trying to
where
change the way the battle
they
rap
didn't
fans think.
applaud
Nah,
for his
it's not
whack
good.
bars, but they tried not to applaud for the other guy.
like being from Philly.
Yeah,
one
that
thing-
happened in St. Louis.
One thing I can say about
Just
Philly
now
is that
would
we
be me.
really real about situations. Don't get me wrong, we love our home team.
Right.
We love our home guys. But if shit is whack, we don't got no problem saying
Or not
this shit is
believable.
whack.
Because I see a lot of
Yeah.
niggas say, we don't believe you when Jay-Z was that rapping. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. We can do this.
Like
It's JC, man.
we got a long
Come on, man.
like Philly got a long history of being savage in moments that people don't like you to be savage. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I wasn't surprised that when Cass wasn't getting off, like I did expect him to get first round love. I did expect that because he's home.
Everybody does.
Right? We like, okay, this is our first time seeing him do it. This ain't the Cassidy in the studio, nobody's around. I expect him to get first round love. But if you're not really kicking that shit and this other dude is kicking that shit, we feeling like you fucking up for us.
Right.
So now, boo, like we not gonna let this ride. We gonna let everybody know we not supporting this bad representation of Philly.
Right.
That's
You
just the way
grew
it
up
go.
in Philly.
30 years.
30 years. What was that like?
Depends on what you talking about. I grew up in North Philly. Very rough, very tough. I mean, people getting killed every day. I mean, the same shit you see out here, Brooklyn, Harlem, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Tough as any other city.
Right.
Any day could be your day. You walk out on the porch, you can catch that missile.
So is that what this book is about?
Well, let the people know who you are.
Let us
Let
know.
them know what's up, man.
My name is Adekunle Ige. This is my book. This book is about my personal life and journey of finding myself. It's called Identity, The Life and Times of a Lost Soul. That's exactly what I thought of myself when I was younger because I had so much stuff going on for me. Like I grew up in the middle, I'm a middle child.
Right.
I got an older brother and a younger brother. So for me, that was hard to find my place just off that alone. Like my older brother is the one that leads everything. I'm supposed to follow him. But if he making moves that we're not supposed to make, like my brother got into selling drugs, all the street shit, I'm supposed to not follow that, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to do because now I gotta be somewhat of a leader to my younger brother, right? He's the baby, so he's the one that's like well protected, spend the most time with my mom, etc. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For me, I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do because at the age I was thrust into that role of just big brother, I wasn't old enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You add on to other things that happened in my life, like losing my mom at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm almost the age I'm not too far from the age she was when she passed. That's in here.
Man.
Thank you, sis. That's in here. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with seeing my friend, like finding him dead. You know what I'm saying? Actually laying in the same room with him not knowing he's dead. Yeah, that's in here. You feel me?
How does that happen?
That fucked my mind up. I'm gonna actually let this story off right quick. Just a little bit of this.
Yeah.
So me and him was in college. By the way, it took me a long ass time to get on track to be able to go to college.
Right.
Which is also, that road is also here. So one day work study. I'm working at work study. I leave in the morning. My man, like the night before, me and him is having a conversation about Jay-Z and Nas, what that would be like if them two got together. This is before I declare war, when he brought him on stage, right?
Yeah.
This is 5 months before, about
Black
5 months before
Republican,
that.
before Black Republican.
Way before that, right?
Right.
So that's our conversation. He goes to sleep. We stayed at my man's apartment for summer school. We ain't had no apartment, we staying there. So he's sleeping on the couch, I'm sleeping on the floor, we alternating. Like one night he sleep on the couch, I sleep on the floor. The other night, I sleep on the couch, he sleep on the floor. So our last night we had that conversation. I go to work the next morning, he's at home. He's asleep, I ain't say nothing to him. Go to work, come back home, he's still laying on the couch. I said, fuck it, man, he must have took a nap. I went and took a nap on the floor. I wake up, he's still laying there. I touch him, I find out he had passed away. You feel me? So I'm not gonna let off the rest of the story, because all that is in here, you feel me? But it gets deeper than that. It gets deeper than that.
Is there a place people could go get it?
100. You could go to your local Barnes and Nobles and ask for this book. You could actually go to Amazon. The link will be in the description to get this book. You can also, if you want autograph copies, you can hit me up at Identity the Book on Instagram and on Twitter. So that's the place you can get this book.
Right.
But I got a lot of crazy stories in here.
IdentityTheBook.com.
No, just my at on Twitter and on. I don't have a website yet. I'm working on it. On Twitter and Instagram.
Right.
But there's a lot in here. You know what I'm saying? A lot in here that it speaks to resilience on top of finding yourself, dealing with tragedies like I mentioned, trauma, and all sorts of things that we go through coming up in the neighborhoods that we come from, young, disenfranchised young people. You feel me? And it talks about my journey going through all of that, being resilient, and then becoming the man I am today. The man I am today, I actually work with and mentor young people of color.
Right.
I work in a middle school right now. I'm like a mentor to them. I'm like a father figure to a lot of them. So if you read this book and read my journey, when you start off in the beginning, you're not gonna see how that's even possible. You feel me? But my turnaround in life, those pivots, those access points, they come after each one of those tragedies and triumphs that you see in here. And also my failures. I got a lot of failures in here. Like, the one thing about this book I really wanted to do is to not make myself a superhero. Like, I don't sugarcoat shit. Like, whatever's in here is honest and from the heart. Like, my mistakes, I'm on blast with them. Like, I did this right here. And the reader might be like, damn, that's fucked up. You did that?
What was the most fucked up shit
Oh, man.
you think you did in this book?
I don't want to let all those out. I just want you to read the book. But I will say this. I will say this.
Yeah.
I went and did a lot of different things in romantic relationships I shouldn't have done. Right? Me and my brother have a strong, weird dynamic because of moves I should have made and moves I didn't make.
Right.
You feel me? So that's in here.
Whoa.
Wait,
Pause.
hold on.
What
That
you mean?
came off a little wrong.
Yeah, that
romantic,
definitely came
then you said your
off.
brother.
No, right. I'm talking about
Sounds like
in romantic
incest.
relationships, right? That's one subject. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Let's-
Because it sounded like it was for a second.
All right, pause.
I'm so glad you said that because I was like, this is getting so deep and I don't want to make a joke. I was literally sitting there thinking, don't say it, don't say it.
Let's edit
I'm
that
so
part.
glad you said it.
Let's
The
rewind.
whole time I was thinking, don't ruin it,
Let's
don't ruin it, don't ruin
rewind.
it.
Let's rewind and edit that
Your
part out.
brother.
But what I was trying to say is, like, there's several different moments in my life where I made poor decisions.
Right.
I made them in romantic relationships. I also made decisions that impacted my family in a negative way.
Right.
So that goes into my relationship with my brother, my relationship with my other brother, like in any other kind of interpersonal
So this
situation.
basically on your life,
My whole
what
life.
you've been through,
Right,
your trials and tribulations, you know, everything your rights and wrongs,
right.
and it's in the perspective, in your perspective.
Right. But I also, like, anybody who shows up in this book, these are all real people. You know, I changed some names, so you
Of
did.
course,
right?
you got to.
But I also, I'm not giving myself the superhero title. You know, I'm not like, yeah, I did this and this. Y'all should think this is right.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm like, this is the situation. This is what I thought. This is how I moved. This was my reasoning behind that decision. This is what the other person's point of view was. So I want the reader to be able to see not only what I'm seeing, but what they thought, what they felt, what was expressed to me that is in here. So your decision is an informed decision. You might be like, damn, I like that guy, or I don't like that guy, or I know somebody just like homeboy. You feel me?
Right. Well, I'm a firm believer in learning from other people's mistakes. So
And
I
your own
support
as well, yeah.
I support the fact that you were even able to put this together so that someone can read it and use it as a guide on how they should move in their own life.
So how long did it take you to write?
Oh man. So I started writing this last April of 2018.
And have you always planned to write a book about your life?
No, that's the
Never.
crazy part. So that's
So
a
what was
great
your
question.
aha moment? Like, yo.
So I'm gonna answer both of those back to back. I'm gonna start with yours first because they lead to each other, right? So, restate your question real quick. I'm still thinking about yours.
I was just saying, what made you suddenly decide then to, and when
so
and
this
why?
the idea of this book started with thinking about my own mortality. Like I told you, my mom passed when she was young. My friend who passed, he was like 20.
Right.
You feel me? So I'm like, dang, anything could happen. Life is not promised. what if something happened to me and my son can't get my story about events where other people were not present? I don't have that for my mother. So I can't ask, like, she passed when I was 18. You feel me? I'm 38. So the kind of questions I would ask her today can't happen. I can't explore her life from a viewpoint she has. I can only get that from my aunts and people who knew her, but it's not gonna be the same authentic, real, straight out the mouth story like she would give. So I'm like, how can I let him know? So I started writing it this way, you know? Like I want him to know about my mistakes and things that he can avoid. Things he might see in himself and wonder where it come from. This is where it come from. You feel me? Good and bad. So he can make those corrections and avoid those. Also, I was thinking down the line as a dad, I'm like, I can actually illustrate stories that I had or changes that I've made to him and be like, authenticated, like, and I wrote it in the book about it. You feel me?
And you also have an African background.
I do. I'm Nigerian, yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Nigerian.
You have kids too? How many kids do you have?
I have one child. He's almost
child.
4.
Nice.
February he'll be 4, yeah.
And if anything happens, he got that book.
I want him to have it. I want him to have it. You know, I want him to know who his father is. I don't want the story to be secondhand. I mean, he can get those, that's fine, just for a 360, view. But I want him to get it from dad too. You know what I'm saying? I plan to be here, but you never know. Anything can happen.
Right.
Is there enough stuff you left out to do a part 2?
I think possibly, but I think this tells such a complete story that I think a part 2 would have to happen when I'm like 70. Because it's like my whole life from being born, basically, before born, because I talk about my parents meeting each other in here. You see what I'm saying? And how that led to my birth and all of my life processes, my questioning myself and my own identity and trying to figure out who I am, my quest. You feel me? All the way up till today, to what I'm doing today. How I met my wife, my son's birth, all the things that took place from birth till now. So I would think a part 2 to this book would happen way later. I'll write other books before I write the part 2, for sure.
If it was one lesson from your book that you would most definitely want your child to embrace from this book, just from reading this book, if it's just one thing you want them to get from that, what would it be?
So I'm gonna start with the aha moment. That was your question, the first question, and I'm gonna get to that. So my aha moment was when I was reading this, one thing I never realized before reading this, is one, I made some of the same mistakes in different scenarios and different situations, unrelated. Like, it might be in basketball, which is a big part of my life. Right. It might be in romantic relationships, which is a big part of my life. Right. It might be family relationships. I made some of the same mistakes over and over and over again. I didn't realize that until I read the book. I'm like, damn, this is just like that. You see what I'm saying? So I got to see my life like flash before my eyes. Right. My aha moment, plus what you're asking me here, is through all the bullshit that I went through, being homeless, living in my car, you feel me? Shit like that, never gave the fuck up. Never gave up whatsoever. Even in the most dire situations, my struggle with depression, which is something that I live with all these years for several different reasons. My mother had a mental health disorder, which is something else that added to everything else, Never gave up, and today I'm able to pass down not only to my son, but these 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, these former foster kids that I used to work with, these kids with autism and things like that I work with now, I can pass that on to them and give them something that they could take with their lives and grow from. And I can do it from an authentic place. Like, yo, I was arrested for stealing. You feel me? When I was a minor.
Right.
I did do things that you do. I know what. That's why I was looking at your episode 24 and was like, damn, my son is talking that same shit. Like, he's talking that same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, I'm a firm believer in learning from other people's mistakes because you don't live long enough to make them all yourself.
Right.
And learn from them. So, pick up the book, Identity, my man.
Adekunle, yes, sir.
Closing statements. What we talking
I got
about?
a battle January 11th. Murder Ave gang. I'm about to fuck up Geechee and Coffee. Murder Ave, you heard?
Geechee and Coffee. Ah, man.
That's gonna be a goodie.
That's gonna be good. Shout out to them.
Yo, I had
I
a
seen
bar.
Twerker Ab get added to that card too.
I had a coffee bar for this B Magic battle.
What? Why?
I'ma just I'm gonna let you hear it.
I
See if
heard
you want to.
you.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Heard you. But nah, it was super dope having you.
Yeah, good to meet you.
And
So we're gonna do a booking. We could do a booking.
We could. We could.
Hey, you gonna bring me back,
lowball
man? I miss London, bro.
No, it was definitely
miss London.
good.
He looked
at Matt.
I told my girl I was gonna take her to London, bro. You gotta hook me up,
No, for real.
son. You gotta hook me up.
As long as you
do it for the low.
as long as you pay for me and my wife's flight, we can make it work.
We both battle for like 500.
Damn, wait, man.
It's London, son. We getting money.
London is expensive over there.
But nah, but we get money. We get money. We go.
Heard you.
That 500 is
But
like.
no, real shit.
It's like,
I would definitely pop
man.
out. I would definitely pop out.
Do you have a passport though?
Come on.
There you go. There you go. I just asked to be polite. I knew the answer.
I just had to order the thicker version because I need more.
Right. Yo, Mojo. Can you come up and talk to the people? Come on. Salute to Mojo. She does a lot of recap blogs.
Yes.
She covers the culture.
What's going on, y'all? Shout out to Math, Misfit, Knowledge, everybody in the building. I'm a girl Mojo holding it down for the 7 City 757 PA. I do battle rap blogging. I go out to events. I do interviews with battle rappers, league owners, media personnel.
Where can they find you on YouTube?
YouTube, Making Moves with Mojo. Facebook, Mojo. Instagram, 757 Mojo. Same thing on Twitter. And hit up Kenny. That's Av's manager. He also helps me out, mentors me also. Shout out Av. Make sure y'all in the building for real.
Shout out Drunk Av. Shout out Drunk Av.
Hey.
Undefeated. Yo, we gotta get Drunk Av on the show, bro.
We got come through, Av.
It's cool.
Come through.
Listen, Av, before you get here, I'll send you the bread, cop you a fifth of Henny, and just finish that shit and walk right in the door, and we gonna start right there, bro. We gonna start right there. I love Drunk Av. Shout out to my man Patrick. Shout out to Mojo Cousin. Hey,
Yo, shout out.
You know my barber is trying to get your number.
Come.
Yeah, she's Mojo
Introduce
Cousin.
yourself.
All right?
Yeah,
Your name is
gotta hear you
Chevy.
on the mic. Chevy.
That's who I am.
Underscore
Yes, that's who I am.
Chase.
Yes.
All right,
in the
go.
building.
Nice.
I like the hat. I'm feeling it, right?
Yeah,
like
he got a little Pharrell feel in here. Because I'm happy.
Hey,
My man Pat.
I'm just Patrick.
just Patrick.
Just Patrick.
You know, just
He loves battle
Patrick.
rap. We in the building.
Hey, don't forget to follow me at Identity the Book on Twitter and on Instagram. And don't forget to copy your copy. If you want those personalized autograph copies, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram at Identity the Book, or click the link in the description to copy your solo copy.
Y'all already know it's your boy Knowledge of God. Hip hop is real. Make sure y'all follow the page. And yeah, man, we having fun on this podcast. Make sure to send y'all requests to be on the show. You know what I'm saying? All the different types of things.
but with more
Harlem
guests.
Cuts,
Just hit the email.
10-second ad. Shout out to Carol.
If you want to be on the show, hit the email.
Yes.
myexpertopinionpodcast@gmail.com, and you'll get the details on everything.
Not only that, man, if you have a dope video or something you want to promote, please reach out to the email. We'll definitely help you out. Please hit, what's the email?
myexpertopinionpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
And starting in January, Misfit, you got to find a producer for these guys to do their music challenge on. So
Oh, yeah.
let's get that going.
We lit. I got you.
Yo, big salute to the general.
Super Yes, sir.
My man, Eurgh.
Hey, clap for Eurgh,
Yo, you know what's crazy? Y'all for everybody that sat through the whole interview, I don't think that you realize that Eurgh said, I was in school watching battle rap. Then I battled rap. Then I said, you know what? Everybody else out here loves battle rap. Let me create a platform.
Fire.
And within 5 years, he had 1,000 people in a building celebrating what he created.
Yeah.
Like,
This is great. But this
Are you
is
taking
not,
these things in
Why
the-
were you not dealing me with this attitude when I booked you?
He's in a different space, man. That's a different man 5 years ago, man.
That's something we got to leave in 2019.
That's
Different
a whole
space.
other man
I
right
don't want
here,
to hear
man.
about different space anymore. Everyone's in a fucking different space. Everyone's in a different space now,
Everybody's in a
man.
different fucking space.
Where
But
was
look.
this at? When I was booking you, where was this like, yo, I just want to...
you can't front on me, Eurgh. I came out like, You know,
he
switched
was there,
opponents
he
on
was
me
there.
That's true.
3 days, and I still showed up and cooked.
That's
whoever
true,
you put
but
in front of me.
I didn't feel this level of love.
Right. Now you just had to
Henny
come.
is
You just had to come out here.
But we,
an hour late.
I feel like we
now-
chalked it up to say, hey, a gangster's evolution is consciousness, right? So this is where we at in our life. Gangsters evolving consciousness. We loud.
Any last final announcements for the
Shotty
Don't
versus
Fly?
Lunacy.
Anything we can look forward
Let's
to in
get
the
it.
future?
Whatever that thing she just said about gang, that was what I was about to say. So,
Yeah.
basically any gun brands, weapon brands out there, holler at Don't Fly. That's it. Cut.
Yeah, man. Expert opinion.
No, man, y'all want to battle on Don't Flop, man. Holla at this man. You know, he's making moves. Please
Thanks.
support small business owners and people coming from the bottom to the top. Support your own, man.
That's a fact.
I support that 100%.
Believe in yourself.
Cheers.
Salute.
Mr. Murder.
We out.
Happy New Year!
I'm from a dying breed, Rocky for Apollo Creed. Cobra clutch the rap game, I can't let it breathe. City fucked up, gotta get up and leave. Bitches fuck for $40 right in front of they seed. And 9 out of 10 niggas fucking them raw. For an outfit to a show and they could party with stars. Product of the fiends, prostitutes and the real killers. Ralph Lauren down, but been stacking them hill figures. Aiming for the best, they know I'm claiming the spot. I built with Benny last year before